Right, time to get set up for the live stream. There we go. VP4TV Tactical Genius. VP4TV commentary booth. That's the right place we're going to. 1 hour to get there. 2 hours to get there. Right, let's walk. Need to get there in time. First live stream of the VP4 Straight Pool World Championships. Cobra against Tommyy. Got to get there in time. No, we're just making entry to VP4TV's atmosphere. Heading in for a landing. Hang on a minute. That's not a good landing. Who put that big bloody pillar there? I'm glad I'm not commentating. Let's check and see if Steve's beds are okay. Yeah, those robotic arms that we installed to get him out of bed, they're working okay. Let's head across and get ready. Well, good evening, welcome back to VP4TV. That game you were watching, Coldest Pillow. That is No Man's Sky. And I built that little commentary booth in about 45 minutes I think it took. I mean, it could have been a lot better if I'd spent a lot longer on it, but that's how long it took to do it. Anyway, welcome to Dwight. Welcome to anybody else that's there. We're here for the first live stream match I'm doing in this year's 2023 Virtual World Straight Pool Championship. How long have we got? We've got about 5 minutes to go. We've got the match that's on. There's actually another match scheduled as well that's just appeared. Match between Sergeresh and Woody. That's going at the same time at the top of the hour. We're here for Cobra against Tommyy. Cobra from the UK, Tommyy from Germany. There's other matches on the schedule. We've got Bill and Poolkabouter. That's for next Saturday. We've also got Mark Shark and Spectre Dawn next Saturday. at 8 PM, I think that is, and we've got Spud Boy and Bankster next Saturday as well. Is that right? No, next Sunday. We've had a couple of results. The match I predicted would be ending a forfeit. The match between Chiku and, was it Ice Age? Who was it? Who the hell was it? Yes, it did end up in a forfeit. I don't know whether one of them didn't appear or both of them didn't appear. I would hedge my bets that both of them didn't show up and Chiku went through. Stubb got through because Mooncake is away on holiday, so he made a mistake signing up. If we look further up, we see VP Monster a comfortable win over the Reedman. And when did Larry and Acero play? I missed that one. And Larry is already in the one-loss side. I would have loved to have got that match. I wonder if Slim got it. I don't think Slim would. He probably at work. But Larry got beat by 200 points to 166, I think that was. So Larry's going to have to do it the hard way immediately, straight over to the one-loss side. And all the other matches there are the matches that are scheduled. So it's a race to 200. Tommy has arrived. I'm going to do a quick tab out. I have had no message from Steve. I don't know whether he's going to be there. Yes, he is. Good afternoon. Welcome to Steve.
Good afternoon.
Bill and Acero must have arranged their match. Not Bill. Larry and Acero must have arranged their match in the middle of the night, my time, at some point, because they've played and Larry's in the one-loss side. That's a match.
That's a big win for Acero.
I would have liked to have got that. Obviously, Acero's in Japan. We assume he's in Japan. He's got the Japanese flag, and the chances are he probably is. So it'd be a weird time zone difference between those two. It might have been played earlier this morning, my time, while I was at work. I think it probably might have been. But Larry lost by 200 points to 166. Tommy's here. Cobra's got practice. He's been practicing the last day or two, so we're all set to go. Cobra.
I can probably tell you when they played.
Oh, do you know what time it would be? Oh, Slim streamed it. That's good. I'll go and watch that then.
Yeah. Well, Slim streamed it, then you should be able to find out what time from that.
Not really.
Well, I'll look. I can definitely find out what time.
Yeah, I'm glad Slim got it.
Yeah, that should have been a good match. I mean, Larry's a pretty good straight pool player, so. And he was the loser.
They played at 8 AM Steve's time, so that would be early afternoon my time, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I would have been at work at the time. If I had a short shift today, I'd have got home in time and would have got that, but I'm glad Slim got it. Right, so this room.
So you still haven't figured out the chat issue.
No, yes, I have.
On the restream.
No, yes, I have, Steve. I have figured it out. I'll tell you what I figured out.
It doesn't work?
No. I was talking to the restream support, and I said the chat isn't appearing from Kick, or the mixture of chat doesn't appear on Kick from all the other channels. And the guy on Kick sent me a link, and it's a link to Restream's support page that tells you what functionality is available from all the different outlets you might choose. So, for example, I have a live stream going to YouTube and Twitch. Now, those two are the main channels that people live stream to, and those are the ones that have full functionality. So anybody chatting on Twitch will see whatever anybody says on YouTube and vice versa. But all the other outlets that are available, and there's quite a lot of them, and some of them are Japanese and gaming sites, and there's even Amazon website as well. But most of them, you can only see your own chat. You won't see all the chat coming from others. So that's a restream functionality. It's nothing's broken. It's just limited in what it can provide through the chat. And Steam's exactly the same. Steam, I've got a live stream going to my Steam channel right now, and anybody watching that can watch it, but they won't be able to interact with the chat. Right, this room's up. We've missed a lag. I'm too busy rabbiting away here. Well, I presume we've missed a lag. They might actually just be lagging off right now.
Well, we missed a break too, but it looks like an excellent break. Look at this break.
Now, what was that?
What a break that was.
What was that weird? Oh, here's a weird thing. Here's a weird thing, Steve. Now, those guys that were with me on Friday Night 9-Ball will confirm. And by the way, my PC cut out on Friday night. It rebooted, and there's no error message, so something else is beginning to go with it. I've left it running for 2 days.
Be interesting to see what he does here, because he can shoot the one ball in a corner, and the one ball's pretty dead in the other corner if he can get to it, which, boy, that's risky. Yeah, that's a terrible shot.
Now, Coldest Pillow is asking what is a straight pull break tactic. Well, first of all, Coldest Pillow, the first thing you do is you win the lag. The second thing you do is you put your opponent into break. That's what you do generally in straight pull, especially VP4. That's what you do. And when you're breaking, if you're breaking from the right hand side of the table, like this, for example, you hit, well, the corner ball or the last two balls or whatever, but when you go to the top rail,
he needs to hit this 15 ball pretty square.
You generally put a bit of left English on it to straighten the cue ball.
Well, yeah, you're trying to put it back down the end rail. The break that Tommyy did was great. That was not a good shot there. He needed to put some speed on that and get it into the 15 ball. And the reason why you wanted to go into the 15 ball there, good chance it was going to get stuck there, but you had the one ball. Well, he's got a break ball on the 10 ball. Now this one I would go forward on. He may go back. He's going back. I would drive forward through the rack here with a lot of topspin.
You don't think that's dangerous, sort of running off those balls and heading to the pocket?
No, because it's going to go in. It's going sideways into the 12 and the 4, but off the 10, it's actually going off at an angle. It won't go to the pocket if you go forward here.
Oh, well, that's weird. He's actually stunned it. He didn't draw back because he's ended up dying. He's died in the pack.
Which is okay. I don't like playing it that way, because driving through gives you a better chance of spreading them out and not getting stuck in the rack. But he came out good there.
Well,
Tommyy, he's German, and the Germans play a lot of straight pull. He may play straight pull in real life.
Did you not say he had a break ball a minute ago there? Well, it's gone. With that.
Well, no, I mean that he was using the 10 to break it. You had to break that rack up. It was just two together. I mean, there's a lot of knowledge in how to play this game. It's one of those games that has a lot of subtlety to it. And it's the best game to learn pattern play. I mean, I practice straight pull, and this is how I work on my pattern play, as I play straight pull.
I think he's trying to chip this 8 ball in. Is that the 11?
I don't like this. Because it's too early. You got plenty of time. You don't have to do that. Worked out good. He's got a nice break ball with a 12. One of my faults in this game is I do that kind of stuff a lot. Is I don't have enough patience. You got to have some patience and wait for the right times.
Well, the main thing, Coldest Pillow, is that when you're at the table in straight pull, and things can happen that change the outcome, but you really need to isolate where your break ball is, and then avoid moving that at all costs. But that can sometimes have to be changed. But we saw how Albinario plays this game. Once he's isolated his break ball, it's pretty much set in stone, and he was very consistent last year. So
well, let me elaborate on that. It actually can be very easy to get position on the break ball. That's what you want to do anyway. So the way you would typically do this is you would leave at least one break ball. Most players will try to leave multiples and then sort of, as they get through the rack, kind of pick. You want to leave a key ball before it where, it's going to be easy to get position using that ball and save that. But all that said, what most good straight pool players do is once they've done that, they'll run in the rack out. They'll get down to the last maybe 4 or 5 balls, and they'll see the pattern they want to play with those to get to the ball that they're going to use to get position on the break ball. See, like there, Tommyy didn't have to do a whole lot the way he played that to get position.
Yeah, I still would have liked that a little bit less of an angle.
Oh no, this angle's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, because then you don't have to hit it quite so hard. This is perfect.
He wants to just come off this pack. Doesn't want to juice this up too much though. Well, he's come right off the pack.
Yeah, and that's not an uncommon way. A lot of players with that shot would play it that way and come all the way back off the end rail.
Well, he's got one ball because 6 balls the only one that's on. There's nothing else
that's all
going.
you need. I mean, the rack's spread pretty nice. So, like right now, for example, coldest pillow, I would look at this 8 ball and go, "That's a good break ball."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's really the only good break ball right now. You could break with the 2 into the side pocket, but that requires you'd have to save the 14 for last because it playing position for a break ball in the side pocket like that requires real precision.
Well,
something like the 8 ball, there's a big area you can be and still be okay.
Well, Coldest Pillow said he doesn't think he's the concentration of this game. I think maybe the opposite. I think if you don't think your concentration's that good, I think this is one particular game that would certainly help you focus with your concentration, because that's what Steve's talking about there is straight away, he spotted the 8 ball. You see, now balls have moved and things have changed slightly, but it's still reasonably good. The 1 ball's just as good now.
He's got the 1 and the 8.
But I think once you've made that decision, if you've made the decision that the 1 ball or the 8 ball is going to be a break ball, then you do want to avoid getting into them again. So you have to then focus on picking your way through the rest of them.
When a rack's like this, it's pretty easy because the balls are all spread out. There's no puzzles really. I mean, this is just this just comes down to pattern play here. It's just good pattern play where you tend to work little triangles. Like 4, 11, 5 is a little triangle. I'd go 4, 11 and shoot the 5.
See, I'm a bit worried.
What Tommy's going to do.
I'm a bit worried about these 2 balls. So see this 3 and 2. I'm a bit worried about them at the moment.
Well, you can shoot the 5 right now and get on the 3 and bump the 2. It's not that difficult.
Yeah,
well, this is not good. That's a bad mistake there.
See, I don't even know what ball he played for there because he's in the middle of nowhere.
I think he was trying to run by for the 14, but I would have shot the 5 there. And played position on the 3, and if you didn't get the 3, you still had the 11. That was a terrible shot.
Yeah.
So he can bank the 13. The 13 will bank.
I think that's a shot he's got to
have to shoot.
He's not. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing here.
He's banking the 15, which
this
is a harder shot.
Is he actually called the right ball? You're right. See, I think he's called the wrong ball here. He's called the wrong ball.
What's he doing?
He's called the 15 and he's going to bank the 13. He's cocked this. He's now realised it. Thank God for that.
Yeah, good. Yeah, because the 13's just a lot easier shot than the 15. 13's pretty easy bank shot because this ball will hold up. He's put English on it. I don't like that. I would hit this with no English.
I think he's maybe trying to make sure
And
he
I
gets
would
us
just
all lined up.
roll it. I don't know why he's jacking the queue up. You don't need to hit this hard.
Oh dear, he's
Yeah,
got
so
a double kiss there and slammed it all sorts.
Well, he hit it way thick and stuff. I mean, I think he didn't realize how much it was going to shorten up because he was cutting back across it. That ball would have shortened up. He didn't cut it enough. He should have rolled it. He didn't really need to do anything to hold that ball.
Well, that was a short match. That match that started at the same time as this one, Sergresh and Woody. Woody's gone through. Sergresh hasn't showed up, or the two of them haven't showed up. I don't know. But anyway, Tommy's run ends on 21. How much is that going to cost him?
And that's not really a good shot. He needs to shoot the one ball there. Leave the 8, shoot the one ball and come around, and he's got, you know, the 2, the 3. So I would have shot the one ball there. I like the 8 better, but the one ball's okay. And the only reason I say I like the 8 better is the closer the ball gets to the rack, the less control you have of the cue ball coming off of it. And what I mean by that is like, you know, there are shots you can shoot where when you hit the bottom part of a ball, the cue ball shoots straight to the pocket. So if you wanted to, for example, to draw it back, you have a lot more room to get the ball to start drawing when the object ball's further from the rack. Now the one ball isn't excessively close. I mean, he'll be fine with that.
Well, those 2 balls at the head of the pack, there's not a problem with them.
Yeah, that was a good shot there.
So he's got his break ball. His break ball's obviously the one.
Yeah, I don't particularly like leaving the 15 as a cue ball. It will work, but if you get funny on it, you could be in trouble.
He might be playing it next. Because I think the 13's far easier to get to the one.
I would go 3-15. Yeah, like that's what he's doing here. And the reason why is because you can just leave a cut angle on this and go to the rail and come back across, and that's not too bad to get the speed right on. Now, Cobra, liking to play draw, is going to try to get draw position, and doing that, now he's made it tough because now he's funny. Yeah, I would have just left the angle and gone to the other rail. See, now he's got a funny angle.
Is he going to go forward and around the corner? This is going to be tricky.
Yeah, and this is tricky. And
he's overhit it.
He's okay. This is fine. I mean, you're just playing a general area. I take this every day. Now, when you get to this stage, you got to look and see where you're going to hit. And this looks like it's hitting right in between the 9 and the 15. This particular shot, I would probably go forward with top. He didn't. He stunned it. So, you know, the weakness of Cobra's game is pattern play. That's why he ended up losing the 8-ball final to Albin. And this is the best game for him because he'll learn pattern play. He should have played that shape on the 13, just hitting it with a little left English, leave an angle, so he could go across. Instead, he tried to get perfect so he could draw. He favors draw too much. Oh, he's okay.
Now, anybody that's watching, just to clear something up here, I'll be moving the camera quite a lot in this game, especially looking for set positions and things like that. Balls that are set, I'll be twiddling the camera quite a lot if you get annoyed with it.
So potential break balls are the 5-ball, the 4, or the 12.
Now that 15 that's in the middle of those 3,
that's the
not
12.
The 15, the 12, that goes. The 15 doesn't go. I mean, it obviously goes into a side pocket, but things might be moved right now, I think. No. Yeah, I think he's going to get rid of one of them. Sensible thing to do. Well, there's Gary. Welcome to Gary. So now we've got certainly 2 potential break balls. More than likely one of the 2 will do. We've got that 15. We've got the 4.
Yeah, the 15 and 4 are both good. The 15's a little high. I'd probably take the 4. So looking at this, either the 2 or the 6 would be good key balls. The 15 is a terrible key ball. You don't want to use that. So I would prefer playing shape on the 6 last, just because I think it's pretty easy to get a good angle on it. The 2's a little further away, so if you're going to play position on the 2, you need to figure out a way of doing it where it's not going to be difficult to get the angle you want on it. He's going to shoot the 2.
Now, again, for anybody who's watching who's listening to Steve there, Steve's talking about the key ball. He's not talking about the break ball. He's talking about the ball that you're going to play that's going to get you good onto that break ball. So he's talking about the second last ball.
So he got funny on this 15, but he's okay. And see, he's not at maybe the perfect angle, but you just hit this with a little left English, come off the rail and let it bump out. And this is an easy shot to get the angle you want. And that's pretty good there. This ball I would always draw. It's coming into about the middle of the 15, so you don't need to draw it real hard. Just a little stun or just a little stun draw.
Yeah, because you're always just trying to come away from the pack. You don't want to be stuck in there.
And that was well done. I like the speed he hit that. Didn't blast it, but enough to separate the balls. So, Cobra is such a good player that he can get away with some of his deficiencies. I think if he keeps playing straight pool, he's going to become much, much better.
Now, as you looking at this combo here, you can play the 13, but as you're looking at the combo.
Hey, Gary B.
See, that's a dead set combo pretty much, as long as you get the...
And Gary B's comment is spot on. That's exactly right. This is a great game to practice just by yourself. Try to get high runs, or there's one of the German drills I do where you play a grid and leave a ball and then play the straight pool from there. That's really good.
Well, I think he's settled for the 13.
Yeah, now...
needs to get away.
Yeah, and that's the thing about straight pull is you're better off not bumping balls unless you bump them under control. I mean, sometimes you have to, but that's how you can kind of roll up against a ball like he almost did there.
Yeah.
So on this, he's got the 2 ball and the 5 ball are both good break balls, and there he just destroyed both of them, which is, you want to avoid doing that just because now he's going to have to make a break ball. He really doesn't have anything that's wonderful. Could you use something like the 10 as a break ball? Yeah. I mean, balls on the end rail you can use as break balls, but ideally you'd like to have a ball out on the wing. And he just got a little funny there too. He's fine. He's got the 15 ball. That's what I was shooting now because it's available, and you get rid of that 15 by the 6. And I don't know why he doesn't like the 15. I'd shoot this every time. I wouldn't even be thinking about it.
Yeah, it goes clean. There's not a problem. I mean, see, the other thing again, Steve, he might never get as good on that 15 again.
Well, I mean, you can get behind those balls and shoot them up table, or you can bump them. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do, but just the way he landed, I would have shot it then.
Yeah, I think I'd get rid of that.
This is a game where you change what your gonna play sometimes just because of the way you roll up. Like you might not play a position on a certain ball, but you happen to roll up on it good, and then then you shoot it.
Well, he's bumped him.
Yeah, and that's not the end of the world, but
well, this
to
is
do
not
that,
looking
but
great at the moment. It's a bit of a mess here.
if you watch good straight pool players, they tend to avoid bumping balls unless it's really controlled.
He's going to bump the 5. If I was him, I'd be getting rid of that purple 12. Was that the 12? I think that's the 12, isn't it?
Now you could use something like the 15 as a break ball, but it's not a good break ball from behind the rack when it's out on the end. I mean, it'll work, but you would want that more towards the middle of the rack if you were going to use it for a break ball.
He could end up cutting the 5 and get into the pack that way.
Yeah, and that's a terrible break ball, and the reason
Yeah.
why is it's real easy to get stuck in the pack at that angle.
Exactly.
If you're gonna play a ball off the rail, you kind of want to draw it with English and get it coming at an angle. If you go straight into the rack, there's a really good chance it's just gonna stick. And if you wonder how I know all this stuff, it's because I've done all this stuff and screwed it up and just said, you learn, you don't want to shoot that break shot. So he is going to use the 15. Now, getting it on it for the other side of the rack is actually better, but it is, it's not an ideal break ball. He should shoot this 5 and come across to the short side of that.
Well, he's got to get somewhere just left of the middle of the table here, then I would assume. Left of the middle.
If he's going to go back and forth, then he's going to be on the longer side, which...
Well, he wants to be...
sort of doing that, it's real easy to end up bumping the ball.
He's going that
like
way.
This. See, that's the problem with trying to play it like that. I would have played on the short side because he did exactly that. He's bumped the ball, and now he's in trouble.
He's done for.
So,
unless you try to run around the corner here.
Well,
tight.
you can bank this and get into it. Bank it with a little bit of draw and come back into like the 12 or 14.
No,
it's tight to do it.
Well, he's got a hit and he's got a ball. Now, how crazy does he want to be here? Does he want to duck and dive here, or does he want to go all out for it?
Most good straight pool players are going to shoot this 13 ball. It's not that hard a shot, but yeah, there's definitely some risk with it. It's not any kind of guaranteed shot.
I don't see anything set.
If you ever get a chance, you can go online and see some of it. Some of the old time greats.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
there you
they
go.
Overcut it. That's a cut. If you're going to play a lot of straight pool, you need to practice those cutback shots a lot because you're going to get them on break balls. They come up all the time.
Well, the run ends in 36.
Yeah, what I was saying is if you want to learn to play straight pool, one of the things you do is watch the older great players, because when straight pool used to be played, there was just tremendous guys, and the guys that I would say are really good guys to watch would be Mike Siegel, Steve Mizarek, maybe Rempe. If you could find, the problem is you can't find some of the older stuff like, Ralph Greenleaf or Moscone or Lassiter or Crane, some of the, because there just wasn't much available then. But you can find a fair amount with Mike Siegel. Alan Hopkins was a good straight pool player.
Welcome to Slim.
Slim. Well, Slim, I saw you won Friday Night 9 ball.
I'm glad you got that match with Larry Nacero, Slim. That would have been, as I say, I would still have been at work when it was on.
So the 6 ball is a pretty good break ball. It's a little close to the rack, but you can. It's still good. Of course, he's playing position on it right now, so that just leaves just the 8, unless he's going to bump something. You know, the way the balls are sitting, you can probably bump something loose.
Well, the only slight problems are 1 and 5, but the other balls all go once you clear this 8 ball out the way. But the 1 and 5's the issue at the moment.
They go up table. You know, shooting balls up table isn't, you know, your primary plan, but sometimes when you get balls like that, that's the easiest way to deal with them. Now he's got a chance to bump some balls and bump a ball. There's some danger here, though, because you could leave yourself with no shot.
You could still end up stuck in the ball if he doesn't hit this hard enough.
Well,
he's went through them.
Yeah, you almost had to go with some speed. The problem with that particular shot, if you tried to bump it under control, let's say bump the 2 ball out, you could just end up locking yourself where you don't have crap if you don't hit it right. I would have hit that with some speed too, because it was just too hard, too precise. Uh-oh.
Oh.
No, he's okay. He's got the 14. So, you know, you can break using the 1 ball on the side, but the problem is he doesn't have a good key ball to get on that. And those shots, you know, there's a pretty small area that you have to get to.
I think the odds
are, if you had a ball along the rail there, that would be ideal.
Well, the odds are he'll be on the 5 here. It might be on the 2 that slows up. Well, he's on either of them.
Well, he can go forward and bump the 5 a little, but if he does this delicately, he can get a shot on the 2 and move the 5 over. That's what he's trying to do.
That'll do, because
that's pretty well done.
Yeah, the 2's in the pack, so.
Yeah, of course, this is not simple to get on the 5 ball. I think he's just going to go forward, maybe a touch of left English, and come out. The main thing is just getting the angle right coming off the rail. And he's hit it really well.
Okay, I thought he was going to nudge it there.
That was a nice play. So on this, you're kind of coming up on the top of the 6. So you want to hit this with some top spin, because you want it to hold at kind of that horizontal level. You don't want to really crank it with top, but if you stun this off this, there's a good chance it's coming across off the long rail and across and going in the other side pocket.
He's below the equator here with this tip of the cue.
He's hitting a stun shot. See, I would go forward on this. I would make sure that after it hit the 6-4 that it wasn't coming back. He hit it pretty easy. So that's okay. I mean, the problem with that is that, you know, you don't split the balls up a lot, but it was a safe way to play it where he wasn't going to scratch.
Well, this is an easy combo, this 1-6 or the 6-1. You'll never miss this.
Yeah, he's fine. So this is kind of, you know, this is kind of a little puzzle stage now. Figuring out how to pick this rack apart.
Oh, now he's okay. He's got the 11. Now, does he not try and get on that 12 and get into the back of these balls here?
The only thing I don't like about that is that, you know, if you're going to do that, you got to hit it with speed, because you don't want to get stuck there. Because, like, if there was a ball over near the pocket where, you know, whether you're shooting a 12, where, you know, if you got stuck there, you had an out. Obviously, he's not doing that. Now, he may go into it off of this 8 ball.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get the 8 by the 6. He's not going to mess with it. I think he was trying to get a little angle on the 8, and he's got it. So this is pretty safe. You go straight into the 10. If the ball sticks there, you've got the 12. You don't want to baby this shot. It's not a blaster, but you don't want to baby this. And that's fine. You know, he didn't hit the 10 straight on, but nothing wrong with that. You know, he got the balls to separate. He's got a shot. 2 balls, a potential break ball. It's a little low, but it will work. The 15 ball, the 9 ball. Now that 9 ball, that's the kind of thing that I don't really like because it's so close to the rack that you can't do much with the cue ball before it hits the rack. So I would, if I had my choice, I'd play for the 15 as a break ball.
Well, the run goes to 20. Tommy's in the lead.
Well, you know, I mean, the Germans, a lot of great German straight pull players. You know, they do a lot of practice drills. They play a lot of straight pull. Thorsten Hohmann was a very good player. Oliver Ortmann was a really good straight pull player. Most of the Germans play pretty good straight pull. So it's in Tommy's blood.
Well, I'm trying to work out whether he's committed to his break ball yet, whether he's going to keep that 9 as a break ball. It looks like it.
Well, you know, you can keep more than one and see how the rack pans out. I mean, he's quickly getting to the stage after he shoots this. I would shoot the 7 here and just kind of stun into the 14. You know, you're going to get a shot on the 10.
There goes the 9.
Yeah, now he's got the same shot. So now he's committed. So now you got to figure out how you're going to get to that break ball. He doesn't have you know, a wonderful cue ball. Yeah, he's okay. He can shoot the 13. Yeah, I think he's probably going to go 13, 14, and then leave a little angle on the 10 and stun over. You can stun over to the long rail and off if you want. But I would just roll this and see. I don't know why you would ever do that. He should have rolled it and got himself a little angle. Now he's got to do something. Okay, he's just playing in the rack. Yeah, that's not a bad play. Not a bad play at all. I mean, guarantee you're going to get a good shot on the 15.
He doesn't want to juice this up too much. He just wants to get a nudge and come back off the pack again. I don't think he needs to.
Yeah, you got to hit this with a little speed, this distance and this angle.
Watch the cue ball.
Now see, he almost lost the cue ball. You know, he needed to draw that more. I mean, just the way it was hitting. It hits a little further on the bottom of that ball that it's running into, and it's in the corner pocket. But that's kind of like one of those sin shots in straight pull to come off the rack and go into the corner pocket there. Everybody's done it. Everybody will do it again, but it's you know, when you do that, you're not going to be very happy because you know you made a mistake.
I think that most games, you know, we're talking about, you know, the bar table where a lot of shots you want to just be dink, 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 dink. Straight pull can be a lot like that as well, particularly in this early phase where you're just trying to pick off and clear balls and get things set. So what you're trying not to do is have that cue ball travelling. You know, you don't want it to be running, because that way, you know, your odds are widening and getting good shape for the next shot. So you just want to be dink, dink, dinking.
Yeah, you typically don't want to spin the cue ball up.
Yeah.
It straight pull tends to be rolling the cue ball a lot more and playing natural paths. You know, it's just like 8-ball. Anybody that's going to play good 8-ball or straight pull is going to play very natural paths, rolling the ball. You know, they'll play stop shots, maybe some stump shots. They're not going to be hitting a lot of draw shots. They're not going to be using tons of English. You know, they may use a little English to help the cue ball flow, but they're not. They don't look like a 9-ball player or a 10-ball player. You know,
he's going that way. I thought he was going to have to run forward there.
That's really in real life. That's the biggest problem with a lot of good players that didn't play a lot of straight pool or 8-ball. They've come up playing just rotation games, and they tend to spin the cue ball too much.
Well, there's a problem still to be dealt with. Now the 6-ball and 2-ball go anyway, so there's not a problem. But it's a problem that you have to deal with sooner rather than later.
He's going to bump this now. Well, he needed to hit that harder. He needed to hit that with some speed and bump the 2-ball out.
Yeah.
So, now it starts getting, okay, you can shoot the 10 and hold the cue a little and come back into the 6. He's got the 7 there. He'll probably get a shot.
Run goes to 37.
Yeah, I would shoot the 10-ball here probably, just because it's sitting pretty good.
Now, are you talking about shoot the 10 and bump the 6 and 2, or just come away
Yeah.
from it?
It was only a little ugly because you're jacked up and you had to hold the ball a little, but he's got to get into one of these balls.
Oh, I thought he'd missed it.
Well, if he was trying to get into it there, that was never going to work. So he's got problems. He could try to bump the 13 over by the pocket, shoot the 2 and draw back and bump the 13 over. Even if it came off and went to the end rail, which it probably would. If the 13 ball's on end rail, like at the diamond out from the pocket, that's actually not a terrible break ball. Especially because it's easy to get on it with the 10 ball. Yeah, he only got 2. He didn't get it on the end rail, so now things are going to get tough.
Well, again, if you left the 10, you can cut the 10 and get into the pack from the side.
I like the 10 a little bit better. The biggest problem is it's not that close to the rail, so the spot you have to get is pretty small to get an angle on it.
Yeah.
I think he was going to play for the 13 because it's easier to get that angle on the 13 where the 10 is sitting. But yeah, this is going to be tricky to get a shot on the ball. The 10 or the 13 will work as a break ball. I like the 10 a little better because it's lower. You can pull more angle off of that coming into the rack.
Now, is he trying to get into the rack with the cue ball here? Is that what he's trying again? No.
I don't think so, no. Well,
that won't work.
I think it's time to play safe. Well, he shot that awful quick. He didn't really think about that. I would have taken some time there because he didn't get safe.
I don't think.
Well,
I don't
maybe
think
he did.
Cobra
I don't think the 3-ball goes.
Yeah, I don't think he can get to it for the 8-ball.
I think he got away with that, and he's going to have to play off the 13 here.
He's looking at it. Maybe he thinks he can get to this 3.
It's close, but I don't think it goes. Yeah, maybe he can throw it in. Yeah, I think if you put some right English on it, you can get the 13 ball in. It's definitely a tight shot.
Oh, yeah, he convinced himself.
Yeah, that's a risky shot to go for. It really is. He could have played safe off the 13, and he didn't have to shoot that shot.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good enough shot that I think I would have shot at it.
No, I wasn't 100% convinced you could get enough of it. But Cobra's made no inroads there.
Well, this is a learning experience for Cobra. He doesn't play this game. But Tommyy made the right play by playing safe there. It wasn't a wonderful safety.
Yeah, but as you said, he just sort of he just wanted to get it over with.
Well, so this rack looks pretty good. you know, when I look at a rack like this, what I'll look at is go, well, okay, you know, the 4 or the 15 right there, good break balls. The 7 needs to be gotten out of the way. Could shoot the combo, but where the 5's sitting, if I can get on that 5 pretty straight, I can just, you know, shoot that and then shoot the 7, and then I've cleared things up.
Now, why is he not
and I
taking
have my pick.
Why is he not taking the 15 right now and bumping the 4 out?
No, I wouldn't do that.
No.
I would not bump that 4. I would leave the 15. I would try to get on the 5, shoot the 7. You can get rid of the 10 anytime you want, because the 10 isn't a good break ball. The 15 is reasonable. The 4 is reasonable. But if you get rid of the 7, then you know you got your choice of those. So he's funny here. You need to get pretty straight on that 5. This is no good. He's going to shoot the 15 here.
Ooh,
And he's lost
there
the
it
cue ball.
goes. There it goes. It goes. Oh dear.
Yeah, so that was not a controlled shot on the. That was not a controlled shot.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah,
It'll not be the first time you'll see that happening in this tournament.
No, but you don't want to shoot shots like that. I don't know if he was trying to get on the 5 and didn't, or what he was trying to do, but
yeah, these pockets will swallow up a cue ball more often than not.
Yeah, they certainly will.
Well, Cobra has to make a bit of a move here. He needs to get that deficit down, and that's I think he's okay.
So the 7 ball is a good break ball. So he, you know, I will go forward here, and that's what he's going to do. Oh, you got to hit that.
I would have went a bit more vigorous than that.
I mean, when you're putting topspin on the ball, you got to hit it. That was almost a roll. You got to hit it some to get some motion going on the cue ball. Get that ball turning. So it looks like he's going to go forward and around, which I think the only ball he can shoot if he goes that way is the 4, and I'm not even sure that goes. I would be stunning this 10 ball and hitting it firm and playing shape for the 8 and the 11.
No,
he's going to come all the way around.
I don't know whether that 4 ball goes from this side. It's right on the 15.
So he could go 8, 11, 12, 15 on the side, something like that. You can shoot the 11 here and bump the 15, but I probably wouldn't. I'd probably shoot the 8, then the 11, and then the 12. If you're not going to do that, then you need to shoot the 11 here and bump the 15, which is, you know, you're going to come up with a shot. You hit the 15 pretty square. You're going to come up with a shot on the 12. I don't know what the heck he's doing now. Maybe he's playing for the 15-4. It looks like it's pretty dead. That must be what he's doing here.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, can't miss that. Well, at the moment he's still got a choice of break balls.
Well, you didn't want to go forward there. You just wanted to stun that into the 12.
Yeah, I don't think the plan was to put the 12 there either.
Well, you knew the 12 was going to go that direction, but if you stun it, then the cue ball sits there and you can shoot the 15 in the side. So now he's a little funny. He's trying to figure out what to do. I would probably shoot the 11 in the corner.
That 15 at the head of the pack. No, it's in the pack, so.
And this is fine. This is just, again, getting the angle coming off the rail. I think this is just straight follow here. You just don't want to hit it too good. And that's very well done.
Up with the donut. Up with the donut. Pretty much on the money.
Well, this ball is lined up to come pretty straight into the 12. I would put like maybe a half a tip to a tip of draw. He's going forward.
Watch the cue ball. Well,
Yeah. See, you put English on that. If you're going to go forward on that shot, you know, the problem with that angle is that, you know, you're not going to get. You're better off when you got a back cut putting topspin on it, you know, and that kind of angle, you know, good straight pool players are almost always going to draw that ball.
Oh, now has he got the cut along the rail, I think?
Yeah, he's got the 11 too. And, you know, this kind of shot is an unusual shot to have in straight pool. This is not the kind of shot you're going to miss. So he's kind of got to decide which ball he wants to bump here. He's going to shoot. He's going to shoot the 6, I would think, and run into the 9 or 5 or both. If he plays it right, he can hit the 5 first, and then the 9 will bump out as a break ball. You know, that's not what he did, but he's okay. He's got a lot of balls to shoot at.
I think he's well, he hasn't set a combo there. That's not quite.
Well, he's got the little puzzle here is the 3, 2, 12. That's what's going to have to be dealt with. He's probably going to have to bump those balls because they don't really sit that great. So obviously, you know, if you get on the 10 ball with a little angle, it's real easy to come back into those. That's what he's trying to do. So this is a safe shot because you've got the 14. You know you're going to have a shot on that no matter what. He's probably going to put a little speed on this. Well, he didn't hit it quite as hard as I thought, but he's okay. He's got the 14, he's got the 8, he's got the 5. The 12 ball's a reasonable break ball.
Now is he going to come back for that 14 ball on the top rail? Or does that, if he comes back, is he going to bump into his break ball? Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't think he'll do that. I don't think he's going to do that. That angle's going to bump the 12. Well, it's easy enough to take the 8 ball and roll through for that 9 or 5.
But I like leaving the 3 as a key ball, and I like using this 14 to get to the 9 and 5. He's a little straight, though. That's the only problem. He could shoot the 9 right now, or he could come back and shoot the 9 or 5 in the side pocket. Oh, he's able to get it up. That was a good shot. So I like trying to go 9, 5, 8, 3. So at this point, this is where you're trying to figure out the pattern you're going to use to get on the 12 ball. And he's sitting good because he can get himself for, you know, you don't want to have to do a lot off that 8 ball to get to the 3 just because, oh shoot, I didn't see he's got a 1 ball up
That's
table.
what I was going to say. He may well leave the 1 ball to get onto that break ball.
Yeah, I mean, these balls out from the side pocket, unless you got a ball to get on them pretty good, you know, it's far enough in the side pocket that if you get funny, you're in trouble. The 1 ball is an easy ball to get on that 12 with.
He'll probably get rid of it now, I think. He might. Now he's got a choice. Does he get rid of the 1 or keep the 1? I'd be keeping the 1.
I would keep the 1 because that 3 ball's in a spot where if you get funny on it, all of a sudden you're not going to be happy. This 1 ball, this is an easy shot to get the line off the rail. This is just go forward with a touch of right English and come down to the middle of the table.
Well, he's sitting good.
Yeah, so this is going in pretty much straight into 6. You need to draw this ball. You don't have to draw it a ton, but you got to draw it.
9 behind. Oh, that's. I think he needed it again. I think he wanted to hit that a wee bit more, but he's got a few balls out.
That was a little gentle. You know, the ball, when you hit them that easy, the balls don't come apart as much. Now, if you watch people play straight pull nowadays versus how they used to play it, you'll see them be a little straighter on the break balls and hit them harder. In the old days, the guys would play a little bit more angle, and where they didn't have to hit the cue ball as hard. But in the old days, they were also usually playing a little bigger pockets. A lot of the straight pull tournaments now, the pockets are, you know, a little tighter, I think, than they used to be 50, 60 years ago.
You talking about golf there, Spud Boy?
Yeah.
That's typical. That's why you shouldn't have golf tournaments in the States. It's always interrupted by thunderstorms, electrical activity. I blame all that in Lee Trevino.
In the real old days, when they used to play the clay balls before they had modern balls, I mean, those balls just, you know, the rack didn't want to come apart. So, you know, those players, they'd play a lot of angle on the break.
Now, that's interesting that you were saying that there, Steve, about... See, this is a thing I don't know about American pool. I don't know that sort of history of it, but you're saying that they used to play with clay balls.
Well, that's what they called them. Let's see what they were really made out of.
Were they some sort of, I don't know what the word is, amalgam of different mixtures that they called clay? Obviously, when you say clay, the image that most people would get in their head is if you hit the ball too hard, it's going to split.
Well, they called them clay balls. I don't think they were clay. Let me see what I'm looking it up right now. What they were.
So
I have played with them before.
Did American pool not go through an ivory phase like snooker did?
Oh yeah, yeah. There were ivory balls.
Mm. Well, that's something I didn't know.
I don't know if they were. They had to be fired, of course.
And they would have been a lot heavier. When you say the balls didn't break that well, they must have been a lot heavier. Because these new materials that they use make the balls lighter than what they would have been, I would imagine.
All I know is that the clay balls just, the rack did not come apart well.
Well, Cobra's visit has got himself into the lead for the first time in a match. Really. And the run is 33. He's got a decent enough break ball. He's got the bailout ball down over the corner pocket here. And he may well be playing that last ball to make it easy to get onto the break ball. So the match has been on for 55 minutes. We're still not halfway.
Yeah, I'm looking on Etsy. You can buy some old clay balls.
Well, they'll be antiques now, will they not?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've got some old balls. Nothing like that. I've got a set of Brunswick Centennials from 1970, and those are pretty cool pull balls. And to give you guys a little history of straight pull, the way straight pull was played was they used the Centennials with what's called a red circle cue ball. And the red circle cue ball is slightly lighter than
The game balls.
most cue balls, very slightly, but enough that, you know, it plays different. Let's put it this way. So, you know, I've got a set of these things, and some old timer comes over. That's what I pull out. You know, we're gonna play some straight pool or something. I pull out the Centennials with the red circle ball. The measle ball is more about the same weight. I've actually got to scale and got out all the pool balls and measured them. There's red dot, blue circle, red circle, this measle ball, the Cyclops ball. I've got them all out and weighed them before. And a lot of people on this measle ball came out. They didn't like playing with it because the Aramith one, because the Pro Cup ball, because they were used to playing that red circle, and this ball moves differently.
Welcome to Bill.
Hey, Bill. So, Cobra's on a run of 42. He's got a great looking rack. He's got the 2 ball, the 11 ball, both really good break balls. He may shoot the 11 here. I mean, see, I would tend to leave the 2, and the only reason why is that 10, 7, 11's a little bit harder to deal with. Not that it should be a problem. But, you know, here he goes shooting his break ball. See, he just shot the 2 balls he shot were his 2 break balls. That's a sin right there.
Give him his due. That's the break ball in your mind, but not the break ball in his mind. She's obviously got something else planned. Might be the 10 ball.
Yeah, the 10 ball is not a good break ball.
It's tight.
It's too close to the rack.
Yeah, it's tight. I mean, he could go 15 ball into the side again.
I'll tell you what, if the 10 ball's sitting funny, you go right off the rack into the corner pocket.
Well, that's still better than last year's Spud Boy.
You know, if I was going to shoot one, I would have shot the 11 and left the 2. Now, I think he's potentially could end his run by that not so great decision.
Are you practicing on the? Sorry, Steve. Carry on. Cobra
doesn't play straight pool.
I mean, he doesn't.
I mean, he's a good player, but he just doesn't. You know, but this is the best thing for him. He's going to become a much better player playing straight pool. And this is all going funny because, well, at least he's shooting the right ball here. You definitely want to go from the 12 to the 10. And don't get too straight. Don't get too straight.
You're not practicing on the narrow pockets, are you, Spud Boy? You should be practicing on the normal pockets.
He's got enough angle here. So, yeah, and this thing is coming in right into the bottom of the 5. There's a pretty good chance this cue ball is going in the corner pocket here. I see exactly where it's coming in. Oh, this doesn't look good to me. I wouldn't like shooting this shot. Now he's able to get into enough of the maybe he clipped a little of the bottom ball, but it did come up. So he's fine. And I'm never quite sure about some of those. You know, I don't play no straight pull where I know for sure whether that thing's scratching or not. But I just, you know, it's close enough to the rack like that, and where it was, I'd be nervous.
Well, I don't think you're concentrating enough, Spud Boy, because I'll tell you something, anybody who can pot a ball that's half decent, if they concentrate and think about what they're doing, that's the thing I keep going on and on and on about, if you think about what you're doing before you move, you're guaranteed you're going to beat a high run of 11. There's no way that you're that much of a numpty that you can't get more than 11.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, I'll tell you, it's a different mentality. Straight pool can be baffling. I mean, if you haven't played, I remember Oscar Dominguez. He started playing straight pool, and he's a pretty good straight pool player. He ran, what did he run? A 128 on 3 7/8 inch pockets, which is pretty impressive.
That's the main table in hard times, so isn't it? That's the TV table with that size of pocket.
Yeah, it's that size of pocket, and he ran 128, I think it was. But his father, Ernesto Dominguez, who is also a champion, very strong player. Oscar's playing straight pull, so Ernesto tried, and I was talking to Ernesto. He was shaking his head. He goes, "Man," he goes, "this game drives me crazy." Because if you haven't played it, it's you know, even if you're a really good player, it can be baffling sometimes.
I mean, a lot of folk just, and probably especially in VP4, a lot of players who have even contemplated playing straight pull in VP4, they just think it's an easy game because it's pot and balls. You know, pot a ball in any pocket, you get the count for it, but it's a bloody much harder game than that. If you've watched enough of these tournaments, much harder. I mean,
I'm convinced that the games with the simplest rules are the hardest. I mean,
well,
look at one pocket. You hit your balls in one pocket. What could be simpler than that?
Yeah. Oh, that probably gives you the most headaches for anyone who doesn't really go near it. But if you go and play it for an hour or two, you'll have a headache after playing it, I'll tell you that.
Well,
you'll also get educated.
That's one reason why you're having trouble. I mean, the tighter pockets are tough for straight pull. I've got 4-inch pockets on my table at home, and you know, running 50 is really hard to do. It's hard on tighter pockets. I would loosen them up some. You'll learn more if you loosen them up a little. And the thing about pattern play is it's just one of those things that, you know, I've struggled with my pattern play for years, and I'm still not where I'd like to be with it. You know, you have to do it a lot. Drills help, but it's not something that is really that easy to learn.
Well, we're getting to the nitty gritty in this rack, and there's a bit of tidying up being done in this rail here.
Well, he may just play the combo next. I don't like that. See, that's what I wouldn't have done, but he came out good. Now he's going to stun this 8 over, and you want to bump into the 2. You don't want to hit the 1 here. You want to hit the 2. Yep, that's a good shot.
Well, that's tidied up that problem.
Well, he's on a run of 60, so, you know, he's getting it done.
So now he's committed one way or another, and the 15 ball, that 15 ball will stay there. It's not in the pack, but it's very tight.
Yeah, his best break ball he's shooting right now, this 2 ball. You can use the 3. You can get a piece of the rack with the 3. As long as you're not too much angle on it.
You're eating again, Steve.
It's not going to come apart a lot.
You're eating again. That was the first time, I think, well, maybe about the second time I've ate on the live stream, and that was on Friday night 9 ball there, because my stomach was rumbling at 9:30, and I had to go and get something to eat.
Well, I'm not quite sure what he's planning on doing here, but
well, the 15 goes in. It only goes into the corner. With the 4.
It's a little high, but you could get into the second ball on top if you're more straight on it.
He's trying to run through and come out.
Yeah, well, you know, this is, again, here comes another shot that you don't want to shoot. I mean, this is, now the good news is the cue ball is not going to go forward to the pocket where that 2's sitting. So this is just hit it with just a little bit above center. It's going to come off the 2 and kind of just sit, maybe move over to the side rail.
Oh dear.
He hit a little bit too much.
Missed call.
A little bit too much high. Oh, did he miss the ball?
Yeah, well, he missed the pot and another ball went in, so it's a missed call. The run ends on 64, but more important for Cobra, he's got himself back in front, but he's only, 33 in front. So Tommy's now got a chance to respond, although I don't think he's sitting too good here. Is he on that 2 ball into the side?
No, you can shoot the 5 or the 15, one of those 2.
Right.
And both of those are good shots. He'll probably shoot the 5. Most pool players wouldn't have any trouble with the 15. And I think that's about all he's got. Let's see, can he shoot the 1? That's awful tight. Yeah, he's going to shoot the 5. Now these shots, length of the table where the ball's close, those shots, you got to really pay attention. Those shots are easy to miss.
Now he's created a problem for himself.
No, this is fine. He's just going to...
That 13 and 3 are locked up.
Yeah, but he's going to shoot the 4, draw back into the 14, and he's not going to hit this real easy. It's not a blast, but he's going to hit this with a little speed.
He's got the problem in the top rail as well, which...
oh yeah, he's got 3 clusters of balls that he's going to have to deal with, and that was not hit hard enough.
He's immediately in trouble.
Well, he didn't hit that. I mean, he needed to hit that with some speed. He can shoot the 15. I think that's the shot he's going to end up shooting is the 15.
It's the only one he's got, I think.
So you got to be a little careful of this. You don't want to put a bunch of topspin on it. You could end up scratching if you do.
No, if he's just going to cut this plain ball, he's going to bump into that 10, I think, is he?
Yeah, it's going to double kiss off the 10. It's a little indeterminate, but this is see, he's moving up on it. I would not move up on it too much. I think he's okay where he's hitting it, but you got to be a little careful because you can come off that 10 double kiss and go right in the corner. Now he's drawing it, which you don't really need to do, but it's better than top. Yeah, see how that thing almost won the corner anyways? I mean, he just needed to hit that with center ball, let it double kiss.
So we've got 2 main issues left that he's trying to improve, but that just took all of the 7 ball and did nothing.
He's trying to get himself in trouble. I'm not sure why he shot that shot like that, but
he's desperate to try and open up that 8 and what a ball is it? Is that the 11 or the 13 that's there?
It's the 11.
Yeah, and he's got the other issue on the other side.
You just got to take your time and come up with a plan. He's got balls, you know. This isn't a great angle to break those out, but he may try to do it. He's got balls to work with.
That's not really a great combo to try and make. That 13 and 3.
You can shoot this 1 ball, come off the end rail, and get into the 13-3, and you always get the 9. I mean, you got to be thinking, what balls am I going to get on to move balls? Well, I mean, this is not a great angle.
He's going to catch the 12 here.
Balls. Yeah, and he may get into the 8-11. He hit a little firm.
So he's in bother now because he's run out of balls here to get into these. Yeah,
I mean, you got to come up with some plan. I'm going to use this ball. I'm going to put the cue ball here, and then it's pretty easy for me to split up a ball. Now he's going to start doing crazy stuff.
He might end up having to play a bank on the 8 ball or something like that. You never know.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't in this situation. You got plenty of balls to move those.
He might be, again, he'll be running the cue ball here, trying to maybe spin it into something, either left side or right side.
Oh, all kinds of bad stuff can happen here. That's the kind of thing that happens when you do that. Well, he got lucky. He's got a pretty good combination.
Yeah,
there.
He's okay. Yeah, he's okay. But now he's got to then sort of. I think he needs to stop and reassess the situation here once he's played this shot.
He's got to be a little careful here because he can put the 13 right on top of the 9.
He's had a slam. Run ends, and it's only 9. And of course, the main objective in straight pull when you're in Tommy's position here is getting rid of the deficit, and that's a fail. And that side of it, he's only put 9 on the board, and he's still trailing by 24.
When you put the cue ball in a place, it's easy to get out of trouble here. So you can use the 9 as a break ball. It's not sitting in the best spot because it would be better if it was more to one side or the other. What's Cobra doing here?
I think sometimes some guys maybe limit their options sometimes. You know how you just said there that 9 ball can be used as a break ball? Well, the only worry with that type of shot is catching the middle of the back of the pack, because you can, you know, you end up locked onto the back of the pack. You're trying to hit a corner ball or the last two balls each corner to open something rather than go right into the middle of them, because it generally doesn't always come out great doing that. It certainly doesn't do that in snooker.
Well, the thing is you have to come into the ball at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Yeah.
come straight into that pack, there's a good chance you're going to be in trouble. So like from here, I would be, you know, either going forward or backwards, trying to hit the 13 or the 11. Now, you don't have to hit the end ball, except when you're sitting here right in the middle. See, he went straight into it. That's no good.
Yeah, there you go.
See, ideally, you want that 9 ball a little further down the rail so that you can draw it back and create even more angle. He went straight into it, and that's just lack of straight pull experience.
I called it before it happened. You know, if he's going to do that and use that ball, you can't go straight into them. The odds are never good going straight into them.
Oh, this is what happens a lot of times, and it's just not. Let's see, can he cut this 15? Boy, that's tight.
Nice, played the bank.
Played the bank. Good shot.
It's all's good now. I mean, you should never really miss a bank like that anyway in these pockets. He's good to go, and this is how you make your opponent feel the pain, especially when he's only scored 9 in his last visit, and you're just trying to take the match away from him.
So I'd be looking at 8 ball as break ball.
Well, not in the sense you're talking about, Steve. You're talking about the actual break ball. You weren't talking about breaking those balls there from the 8 ball, were you?
No. I would have saved that ball.
Now that 10 ball, or 12 ball, whatever the hell, it's in the pack, so that's no good. 13 balls, no good. That's right at the back of the pack. Now he's got a 7 ball.
Yeah, I mean, the 6 can be used, 7 can be used. He likes to play shape on his break balls. He's a good enough player that he's gotten away with a lot of the stuff, but this is the difference between running 50s and running 150s is just those kind of decisions.
Well, everything's in the open now, so this is about picking your way through them and getting an ideal on what's available. So the isolated ball, he wants to be coming and get rid of that. Again, he could be leaving that as his second last ball, this 10 ball. Or he could get rid of it now if he plays the 4 and comes down. Or 3.
Yeah, it's not as wonderful to leave a ball like that on the end rail as it is one that you can shoot from anywhere. I mean, it'll work, but...
Right, 2 seconds. I'm just tabbing for a second. Do a quick refresh.
He needs to get the 1 ball out of there, so he's probably going to go 3 and then 1 and then 6. And I think I would go 1, 6, 4, 10 here because the 4 makes it easy to get on the 10 with a nice angle.
And that's what it's going to be. 10 ball for the 7 ball.
And that's perfect. I mean, he can just roll this.
Now, does he want to put a wee bit
of bend on it?
Do you want to put a wee bit of side on this just to create a better angle for. I'll say that again, a better angle for him on the 7. I think he wants to
You
put a
know,
wee bit of
the side's not the problem, it's the speed. He is going to put a little side on
yeah,
it.
a wee bit inside. That's the sort of line he was looking for. He's just gone again.
He's flying there.
A wee bit more than I would like.
Well, again, this shot, you know, a straight pull player isn't missing this. You got to practice the shot. This shot's just a must practice shot. A straight pull player almost never misses a shot.
Cue ball, cue ball. Oh.
Well, and that's why, you know, you have to walk up and look at the angle, you know, the tangent line off that ball you're using as a break ball and see where it's hitting the rack. I mean, it's mandatory to do that, because if you don't know that, then you're not sure where the cue ball is going to want to go.
Well, that 11 balls is good opportunity to move something.
This just top and wham it, just like that. Good shot.
That'll do.
That's how you want to hit that ball and drive it through the
get
rack
it
like
through
that.
the pack. Yeah, a bit more juice and a bit more top. Well, he's good now. Although I wouldn't say he's got an ideal break ball sitting there anywhere.
Yeah, but this is a pretty easy rack to make one. You got the 5 and 10 that are pretty easy to bump. He could bump the 9 right here if he wants, which I would probably try to do. Well, he hit it too hard. That was just a little overdone. If he wants, he can roll off the 12 at the 5 ball just gently. He's got all these balls here, so this is a good time to do it, because he's got all these balls sitting here that he can shoot, or he can't get himself locked up. He could do it again now, but he did, of course, he just took the 6 ball, which was one of the balls he could shoot. See,
yeah, 5 balls in the pack. That's no good.
He may decide to just leave the 10, which I don't like because it's so close to the rack.
Yeah,
I would have tried to bump that 5 ball and move it out.
I think he's probably settled. He's settled on it. I think the 10 ball is going to be it. Probably 15 ball to get to it.
Well, if you're going to do that, then you leave the 9, because the 9's in a good spot to get good on the 15. A ball like the 15's no good without a ball like the 9 to get position.
And at this stage, this is exactly what you should be thinking. You know, what's my easiest way of going last 3 balls to get to that 10 ball? No, he's taking the 15 right now.
And this is a mistake. I would shoot the 5.
Yeah.
And you got to get on the 1 where you can come across, because you want to be pretty straight on the 9 ball. I would shoot the 5 right now and just. So I don't like that.
Well, it's going to be. It looks like 9-5-1.
Yeah, he's going to shoot the 1 in the side pocket, which is okay too. I mean, it's.
He needs the right angle where he can just run off the rail and come back out.
I would just stop shot.
Yeah, just kill it.
Shoot side.
Because the angle he's got there would be fine just to come out. I don't know why he's running.
Now he's in trouble. He should have played the 1 on the side. Now, you know, this shot.
I mean, that shot he's played there, he's run a lot more acreage there, where if he just played it into the side, went to the rail and come out, the cue ball's travelling a lot less distance, and it's a lot better control.
Well, this isn't a terrible shot because he's rolling it with a little left English. And underhit it. Yeah, so you want to be more straight on your have this kind of shot.
Well, if I'm Cobra, I'm ducking for cover here. I know I'm not even looking at it. I'm bailing out and letting Tommyy sweat.
I'd still shoot this. I would have shot that every time.
I would have chickened out.
Yeah, it's not that hard a shot, but you know, it's obviously more angle than you'd like. But the nice thing about that is, you know, you don't have to hit it hard to break the rack up.
Yeah, the ball. Well, there's a bit of tidying up needing done, and he's got loads of balls up there to get a nudge on that 3 and 7. In fact, does he need to nudge the 3 and 7? Is it set? No, it isn't.
Yeah, this is just, you know, typical straight pull pattern play rack. He is going to have to come up with a break ball, but he's got plenty of opportunity to do that.
So this run is already 35. He started on 100.
And there he's got a break ball. So now he's good. Now it's just a matter of, you know, dink, dink, dink.
Well, there's a little matter of dealing with the 12 and this 8 ball, because they're cluttering up the place a bit.
But you know, he's got the 11 balls in a good spot. He could run into them now. He could run into 11 now if he wants. I mean, I think most good straight pull players wouldn't do that. They would do something like this.
He's doing it now.
Now
Yeah.
shoot the 11.
And this is just a little dink. He's going to be in a 3 anyway, so he's fine.
Yeah, that's a better play than running into it off the 9, because it's just simple. You know, you're so under control when you're moving those balls.
So everything's wide open. He's got the bailout ball down in the kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, at one point in my straight pull playing, I would, you know, try to leave the 2 ball to get on the 6. And I can tell you that's no good. So he's going to need to shoot that 2 ball sooner rather than later.
Yeah, right now would be fine.
Yep.
No, not looking at it. Well, he's looking at it now.
Yeah, I'd probably use the 15 to get on the 6.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, I think from most areas in the table, it's fairly easy to pot that 15 and have some sort of decent angle on this 6. I think that's what he'll do.
Yeah, it's just easy to get the line on that. You know, leaving a ball like the 1 ball, unless you've got a key ball to, you know, where you have basically a stop shot to get perfect on the 1, it's just not a good idea to leave that kind of ball out extended from the side pocket.
Well, this match is running away from Tommyy. He's going to need a bit of help. He's going to need to get in fairly soon to try and claw something back here.
Tommy's made, you know, a few too many mistakes, and Cobra's played pretty good. I mean, Cobra's played kind of like he was an 8 ball, maybe not quite as sophisticated a game in straight pull, but, you know, where his skills are good enough that he's able to get out, even though he's getting out of position. And that's going to, you know, he's going to beat most players in this tournament doing that. Maybe not a player like Albin, who does play good patterns and make better decisions, but most of these guys, I mean, he'll be in it. I think, you know, he could have lost this match to Tommyy, and he may still. You know, guys like Acero or Stubb, or, you know, they could potentially win against Cobra because of some of his choices. Yeah. Although, you know, when you talk about choices, and there's Stubb.
Well, we know where Stubb's going to fall foul. You know, he's going to be smashing balls open, and the cue ball's going to be running loose. He's going to get locked up. He's going to scratch. He's going to do what he does. Yeah. Sometimes he gets away with it, but in this game, the thing is, he generally won't.
You could get on a roll and get lucky, and you know, yeah, I think he's got to shoot the 8 ball here. Now, you know, in the old days, I used to play a lot of straight pull on 10-foot tables. He's okay. He can shoot the 15, or he can shoot the 2-up table. I probably shoot the 2-up table. He's sitting on it pretty good. You know, there used to be a lot of 5x10 pool tables in the U.S. You know, back in the 20s, 30s, even 40s, there's a lot of 5x10 tables. And, you you know, they play straight pool on it or rotation games.
And would you say that one of the main reasons there's not maybe as many 5x10 tables now simply acreage? You know, you can get more 9-foot tables in a particular size room than you would 10-foot tables, obviously.
I mean, a lot of rooms put 8-foot or bar tables, which are 7-foot. You know, I mean, maybe not all of them, but you know, it's not that unusual to go in a pool room and see 10 9-footers and 10 bar tables. The bar tables, you know, the more casual player is gonna have just as much fun on those as a 9-footer. They use them a lot for leagues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most leagues are played in bar tables, so yeah, I mean the acreage is definitely an issue. And 10-foot tables are expensive, at least right now they are. Diamond's only one, I think, making 10-footers, and I think they want $12,000 for one.
$12,000. Goodness me. Well, there's a problem. I mean, he can pot that. Is that the 11 ball? He can pot the 11, and I mean, he doesn't really need to nudge anything, but the chances are he might end up nudging something when he doesn't necessarily need to. I think he wants to pot this 13 clean, which he can do now, and then get rid of one of those two on the side rail there. So where's the break ball here then, Steve? Obviously there's one ball right in the middle of the pack, which is no good.
Yeah, it's going to be the 3 ball. Now, that's still a little close to the middle, but it's over enough. You know, you use the 12 ball to get on the 3. Stop shot on the 12 ball, you've got a nice angle.
Well, the interesting thing to see here, Steve,
you just want to stun this over.
Well, if he's going to play the 3, which he is now, he's got to have a bit of English on this 3 ball to catch the corner of the pack. Let's see what he does.
You want to hit, like hitting right between the 10 and 14 would be good. This is draw with right English. And you want to hit this little speed. It'll come off the rack and go to the side rail.
Yeah, he's caught the corner 2 balls there.
Yeah. And, you know, that's about the speed I would hit it. That was a good shot. I mean, I think maybe he learned from the last one that when he went straight into the rack and it was not so good.
Oh, what's Mooncake saying? I created some videos, by the way, with some 14-1 break shots with explanation. Oh, and he's put the link there. So Cobra is on to 163. The run is 63, and this could be the run out to victory here by the look of it. It's certainly heading that way. Now I don't know whether Slim's still there, but was there any decent runs in that match with Larry and Acero? Because this could be heading for the highest run of the tournament, I would assume. This that we're watching right now, or so far anyway. Now what's he on? 65. He's 66. Right, he could still get to 3 figures here, couldn't he? If my arithmetic works okay. He needs 44, and it's 44. Yeah, he could exactly get to 100 because he started on 100, so he's now in 67. So if he goes all out here, he could get 100. So Acero had a 71, a 63. Well,
yeah, I think these 10-foot tables now from Diamond are closer to 15,000. A 9-foot table's like 9,000. I got a friend who's a Diamond distributor for the Southeast, and I could ask him, but they don't sell too many of those. Most people don't want a 10-foot table. I love 10-foot tables. I almost bought a 10-foot table at one point. I got a big enough room for it. I could have bought a Brunswick, oh, what was it? I think it was a Centennial at 10 foot for like $3,500.
Oh, that's just loose change, that, Steve. That's just
I
pocket money.
considered doing it. I considered doing it. I'm looking at a couple of them that people are selling. These are all old tables. Here's one that's 13,000. There's one that's 14,000. I could have bought one for 3,500 about 5 years ago.
Now, does he stun this in? Or is he going to leave it so he's cutting to the rail and coming into the pack? Let's have a look. No, he's
yeah, that's perfect.
Yep. Run goes to 75, so he's one short of the high run for the tournament then.
So this you definitely want to draw, and he's going forward. This is you can get away with going forward on this. It's just, you're not getting into the rack quite as much as you would like, and that because of that, that's where the cue ball goes.
Oh, no.
You really want a little bit more cutback angle to go forward into the rack. He's got to learn that that's a shot he should draw.
I think he's only got the 11 here.
Yeah, he's got the 11, and that's not a bad shot. It's not one he should miss.
Well, this is the high run, because what was it you said? It was 71 that Acero got, and he's overcut it, so the run ends in 76, so...
See that? He missed the shot before overcutting it. That's the tendency on that shot, is to overcut it.
And he might have got away with it. I think he's left at 14, but... Oops, wrong button.
He didn't get away with it.
Well, Tommyy needs the high run of the tournament here to survive.
Well, the thing about a game like straight pull is you're playing a good player. You make that mistake, you could lose from here.
The possibility is still there, yep. It's still there.
I think Tommyy just his pattern play is probably not good enough to make this run, but never say never. I'd probably shoot the 5 and then the 2-6 combo because it's nice and controlled. This is less controlled. I like 5, 2-6 combo, but that'll work. Yeah, he's left it funny.
Oh, that would be painful. Mooncake says he remembers Ortman telling a story that he made a 197 break against Zemeckis, and Zemeckis then ran out with 200.
Oh yeah, I mean it happens.
That's got to hurt.
I had a friend who told me a story about the guy broke off and left the cue ball just about hung in the corner pocket, real close to the rail. And a ball had popped out. It was one of those, remember that ball early in the match, that back cut? It was worse than that. And Mike Siegel gets up and gets over the ball, gets up, gets down, gets over it, gets up, gets down, gets over it. It takes about a minute and a half to shoot this ball, and then just fires it in and runs 150 and out. So, I mean, that the straight pool can just be brutal. I think straight pool is the hardest game to play competitively because of that. Is that
because you could be sat out for half an hour.
Yeah, I mean it's you watch these great straight pool players play, especially the older ones, from once upon a time, and it's Ortman was a great straight pool player too. I mean Ortman is still probably my favorite German player of all time. Not only did he play straight pool, but he gambled. He gambled a lot. And he had that attitude, you know. He had that, you know. Josh Filler reminds me a little bit of Ortman. Probably a better player than Ortman. Not in straight pull, but just overall.
Right, through to the rail and out.
Oh,
He's
hang
going
on.
a bit
Whoa, you
straight.
overhit it. Oh, that's
He's-
not good.
No, he's going to get something, but this is a problem with this angle.
The thing you want to do here is you want to hit this and go forward. You'd like to clip the 9-ball. You don't want to stun over in the rack. And he is above the cue ball. You want to hit this with a lot of speed. Yeah.
Well, he's good.
And there was a slight chance of scratching, but probably not at that angle. That was a good shot.
Well, it must be dead set. A 3-ball combo.
Well, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
all the good straight pool players would play safe. You know, I mean, because, you know, more in the old days, there's a lot of times where guys would just, you know, not break the rack up as much, and then they pick off all the balls around it, you know, and you know, sometimes they get funny and have to play safe. But the older players a lot of times didn't open up the racks as much. So when you do that, you know, the philosophy was, well, I don't want to just break them out real quick to what's left because I could roll these balls on top of balls that I have. So they clear out balls, especially ones around the rail. And when you play like that, you know, if you get to the point where you don't have a good shot, then you're going to play safe.
So, I mean, has straight pull, this is an interesting thing because has straight pull sort of taken a, probably maybe a more aggressive style of play now than what it was back in the old days? You know, or, you know, like.
Not really.
No.
I mean, guys were aggressive. The thing is you got to understand when to play safe, and you know, there's a real art to playing safe in straight pool. There's a lot of knowledge. I mean, just at thinking about it just simply, you would think that, oh well, I'll just foul and give the ball in hand in the kitchen. There's no shot. You know, I'll scratch or I'll just roll the cue ball up. But the problem is you can't do that because he's just going to foul back. And the first guy that fouls, it's a 15-point penalty, and then he's got to re-break. So, you know, there's a real art to deciding what you're going to do playing safe and straight pool. And if you watch a lot of the old matches, you'll see the guys play safe. I wouldn't say that the players play more aggressively now. You used to see a lot of high runs. I mean, you used to see guys run 150 and out in these tournaments a lot.
I'm surprised he didn't cut that 8 into the side there, Stevie. He was on the 8 to cut it in the side. He could have broke those 3 balls.
Well, he's got some real issues here because, and that's not a very good place to put the cue ball.
No.
He's got some real issues here. He's going to be able to shoot the 4. He's going to stop this, shoot the 4.
He's got to come
leave
back
a little
bit.
Angle. The problem is that the problem here is that getting a break ball and getting it on it, because
now, mate, does he want to dink this in and just roll through and not take too
he
much
can't.
here?
He's going to have to move these balls. He's going to
right. He's going to push the 5 out of the way. He's going to leave the 1 there. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Stop. Okay, he's okay. So you can use this 5 as a break ball. It's actually not a bad break ball. So what he wants to do is hit this into the side pocket and then come off the end rail and leave himself some angle on this 5. And then he's going to come off the end rail and go into the rack at an angle. So this is just, you know, pretty much a straight draw shot. You want to make sure you leave angle on the 5 ball. Okay, so this kind of shot, you're going to hit this. You're going to hit this with some left English because you want to come over and hit like the 13 or the 9. I like hitting the 13. You want to hit this with speed. The English, after it comes out on the rack, is going to take it and spin it off the rail up and out. This is a really good break shot if you get this kind of shot. He's not putting English on it yet, which is a mistake. He needs to put a little English on this ball.
Well,
oh, it did get some English. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know if he put it on it or it was just induced, but it definitely got a bunch of English on it.
right, so he takes the 4-ball and he breaks the problem cluster here straight away. That's immediate. I mean, again, that's staring you in the face. This is exactly what you have to deal with. Immediately you've got the opportunity to just get a little bump.
He hit that way
Oh,
easy.
hang on.
He wanted to stun into that almost.
He's okay,
well, he got away with it.
So Tommy's still a long way behind.
You got to be a little careful shooting a 6-ball here. You can get stuck if you want to hit this with a little speed. You don't want to. Yeah, that's enough speed. He's okay. So the 15 ball is a good break ball. The 1 ball is adequate. So Tommy's on 30. He needs 94 more. Now, you don't have to run out to win this. I mean, you can get to the point where, you know, things aren't wonderful and then you decide to play safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like RD Techie was talking about earlier about, you know, playing safe. You do not have to try to run this out. I mean, ideally you would like to because you never want to let the guy back to the table. But, you know, sometimes you have to play safe.
Well, Tommy's got all the opportunities here to make headlines in this match.
Well, now he's funny. I'd shoot the combo, he is, and I draw back because you don't want to move that 15. So you need to draw this a little bit.
That's just.
I would not hit this easy. I would draw this. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Just go into the knuckle, but he's fine. It's went straight in, straightened up. Now, what's his decision? I mean, is he going to leave that 15 there? He's going to take the
7. Yeah, well, I'm sure he is. I mean, a 14 sitting good to get on it.
Well, he could end up. I mean, he could still end up using either the 11 or the 3 to go into that break ball.
He could. The 14's a little better. See how he's taking those 3 balls that were all right there. Oh, you overhit that. Oh, he's okay. You know, that's what you want to do. You want to pick these little pods of balls apart. I'd shoot the 11 right now if I was him. Shoot the 11, then the 3, and then the 9, and 11, 8, 14. I'm not quite sure why he's shooting the 9 now.
I don't think it really matters what order he's taking these ones. I think the problems ahead with the last 3 balls that are sitting there, the 14, the 8, and the break ball.
Yeah, I mean, you can get away with this. It's just I'm just talking about general pattern play. You know, you just moving the cue ball shorter distances.
So he's left himself a bit straight in the 3.
Little dinks and stops. Playing little triangles of balls.
Now it's getting to the critical point.
Yeah, well now he's kind of got to decide how he's going to get on this 8 ball. You know, you can get on this funny. It's a problem. See, he's funny. That's what you didn't want.
Yeah, he's not.
Now he's going to have to do something with the cue ball.
He's going to have to run forward unless he's going to.
Yeah, you know, and if you get on this 14 funny, then all of a sudden it starts becoming.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot more angle on this 8 than it looked. Yeah, he's going to have to go forward and come back up.
Yeah, this is not the shot you want. I would come off the end rail and come straight back.
Needs to get there. No, he's nowhere near it.
He didn't go forward at all. He stunned that over.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
Well, he still got the cut, but now the problem is the control of the cue ball, and this is...
Yeah, well, it's a speed thing. He's going to have to go 2 rails here, or he really should. Go 2 rails and out. The good news is that 15 ball where it's sitting, it's pretty hard to get in a spot where you don't have a shot.
Needs to bounce.
He didn't hit it very hard enough. Well, So he's left himself a shot you don't particularly want. Long cutback, but
all or
you know,
nothing.
So this is the kind of shot that I would go forward with. I would hit this with top.
Could still be a match winner or a match loser, this shot.
Yeah. Well, the distance makes this a little harder. The angle isn't terrible, but you know, this again, this shot's easy to overcut.
He's good.
He hit it perfect.
He's good. And I mean, that was a reasonable pace. I mean, obviously, you've still got a big bunch of the pack sitting there, but, you know, he's, in fact, I'll tell you something, I don't think he's got anything other than the 6-ball here.
Unless he wants to shoot a combo. He could shoot the 14, well, that's not exactly anybody's favorite shot.
He might be running the cue ball here to get a bump.
I would not.
And that's dangerous.
You got to be careful because the 8-2 it can go in. It can go in off the 11. You got to be real careful with this shot. I would shoot the 6 and draw it and try to draw it to at least the right side of the 2 so that it can't scratch. You know, and there's a chance you may not come up with a shot. There's some risk.
See, this is where you don't really have a clue where this cue ball's ending up here because you're going to hit traffic. And he might be nothing. He might, is he on the 8? He's okay. He'll breathe a sigh of relief there.
Well, you know, that was the kind of shot. He's got a lot of balls clustered up, and, you know, you're real right. It was very difficult to know where the cue ball was ending up there.
Oh, here he is. Stubbs in the building. You're going to have to beat him to it. He's already typing it out. Oh, well ahead of schedule. He was right in the middle of the sentence there, Steve, and boom. Well,
yeah, and that was the right shot there. So
he's going to play the blast off the 5 here. I think he's got to have a.
No, I would wait for the 9 ball. I think.
Well, let's see
he
if
could,
he's got the
he
same.
could do it, but I'd wait for the 9 ball.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So this is a little tricky. You're gonna have to hit this with speed because you're gonna have to move balls. Yeah, that's a good shot. I like the pace he hit that.
Oh, that 4 ball's horrible. That 4 ball is.
And then he could have come out better, but he hit it hard enough he didn't get stuck there.
Yeah, that's it. The fly in the ointment is sitting right over that side pocket. That 4 ball is ugly.
That does go up table.
Well, I think where he is now, I don't think he's got much. I mean, he could take the 12 and roll the 4 in if he comes across.
Well, he can shoot the 3 ball. That's what I think he'll shoot. He could draw this into the 4 if he wants. I mean, this would be a good time to just hit this with a lot of draw and bump that 4 ball.
He's got the angle.
He doesn't look like that's what he's going to play.
Yeah, he might be trying it.
I think he needs more draw.
Yeah, he didn't get into it enough if that was what he was trying, but I think he could have still took the 12 there. He could have cut the 12 in and get the cue ball across and took that down table, that 4 ball. Because again, he's running out of balls to get there, which is the worry.
Well, his break ball should be the 7. I mean,
he can do it again this time.
Break ball.
He can do it this time. I'm sure he's got to go over for this 4. I don't see why he shouldn't be.
Well, he could probably shoot this and then use the 11 and go over. And you got the 10 if you really get funny.
Well,
I would have liked to have a little more angle on this 11, but this will work.
Well, he's had 2 opportunities to get there. He's refused them both, so this is the one I would assume.
Yeah, well, he's got to go across now.
He's going to try and bump it to the 10.
Yeah, see, I would have wanted to go across because if you don't get good, you got the 4 ball.
Yeah.
I mean the 10 ball, but
well, he's doing it now. So that 14's in
Yeah,
the
see
pack. It's no good.
This sucks because now he's going to have to draw this back to get on the 14 because you got to get below the angle on the 14. Well, he made it, but see, he didn't get below the angle, so now he's got a problem. I think you can soft draw this and just brush the 7, but this is tricky here.
Run goes to 54.
He's doing something weird here. He's not playing to try to. He's going to hit the 7. This is.
And he's too straight.
I think he got away with it. He can shoot this. He's going to have to blast it, but he can shoot it. Now, again, you got to come back. You want to hit this 15 ball. The 9 maybe is okay. You just got to get the ball going with some angle. See, he didn't get the angle.
That's what happens.
He needed to be on the other side of the 9. He hit the near side of the 9, and that was no good.
All right, what about the 13 off the 2, the 11 off the 2?
No, I would play the 9 off the 15. That's an easier shot, I think.
Yeah,
he's playing 11. He's playing near shot. I like the 9 off the 2 better. I think that's a lot easier. 9 off the 15, I think, is a lot easier shot. The 11 off the 2, I don't even think you can make that, to be honest with you. He should be shooting a 9 off the 15. If he's going to shoot this 11 off the 2, he's going to be sitting down in his seat. That is no good. There's no way that's going in.
Famous last words from Steve.
The 9 off the 15 is actually a pretty easy shot from where it's sitting. I just can't believe he's shooting this. This is terrible.
He's got to hit this hard, I think, to get this to come straight off that 2 if he's doing it.
There's no frickin' way. It's not going in. Not the way it's sitting. The 9 off the 15 is a really easy shot.
Well,
he made it.
The tactical genius called it right.
I guess I'm eating crow here because he made it. That was a hell of a shot.
And he's still okay.
I didn't like that shot. Well, I got to give him his props. That was
the commentator's
that was quite a shot. I guess so.
But anyway,
I didn't like that shot at all. But
it doesn't matter what he took.
It
didn't matter what he ended up settling on it. It simply had to go in, and he's got himself out a bit of a hole, and he's still got opportunities to get a breakout here.
Well, this is big. I mean,
this is threatening to be a very fancy finish.
Yeah, and this rack's pretty good. Obviously, he's going to have to break those balls up. The 315 is sitting good, so...
No, he's not going to run through off the 4, is he? I don't like that.
No, he could just stop this and shoot the 315 if he wants. I mean, the 315 is sitting really good.
That's dead. Yep, that's dead.
Well, it's not dead. You got to cut it, but, the thing is he could have just stopped the ball, and he had a nice little angle to cut the ball.
It ain't dead from there. I don't know what he's trying here. Oh, is he playing Is he trying to play the 1 onto the 3 onto the 13? In the 15?
Yeah, I would have just stopped the cue ball on the 4 and then shot it, because at the angle he had, the way it was going to throw.
He doesn't want to catch any of that 14.
You got to cut this 3 ball a little more than you think.
And it goes, and now they're locked up. Oh, no.
We still got problems. And the 113's locked up, although I think the 113 combo will go.
That would be easily made, that one, because there's a bit of a gap. Yep, that's easily made. But I think he wants to go on this. In fact, the angle he's got in the 6 again is no good. He could have hoped to go on the 10 and just squirt across and bump them, but he can't do it from there.
Well, he can shoot the 10 and get into the 113 if he wants.
Yeah, just around the back.
I probably would be shooting a 6 ball. I mean, the 113 combo does go. It's sitting a little funny.
Oh no, needs a bump, needs a bump. He's okay. He might end up taking
Well,
this combo, or is he going to take the 10?
I would take it for sure because it's natural to run into the 3-ball here and break those balls up. Because you got to cut this ball, and you know, you got to cut it more than you would think, and you can run right off of that and get into the and break up that cluster.
I think from this 10 he might end up doing what you were talking about just a minute ago, Steve, just bumping this combo. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was some risk there at that speed.
Now
The problem he's got, though, that he still has this cluster here,
Yeah.
and the cluster, it doesn't go anywhere, so it's got to be broken up.
Yeah.
He needs to come out and get above and cut the 12 ball and bring the cue ball off the end rail. He needs to kind of punch this out so that he gets that's kind of a thin cut.
Oh, that's well played.
Forward.
That's well played.
That was very well played.
Well, the problem is he's not got a decent break ball. I mean, he's ending up in the back of the pack here if it comes to it. He could use the 1 as a break ball, but that'd be cutting into the side maybe. Or I forgot about the 5. It's down there as well.
The 12 ball's okay because the 12 ball you hit that with right English and go forward and 3 rails and out. He needs to miss his 12.
I think he's going to use the 1. I think he's going to play 5 and inside the 1.
The 3 ball's okay.
Is that okay? How far is that up?
Yeah, that's an okay break ball.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
He's going to use the 3.
Yeah. Well, so again, critical point.
Tommy's playing like he wants to win this.
Well, that's good to see. Now, all I'm interested in is a good match, and this is pretty perfect, I would say. He needs to get a little bit of stun on it, and he needs to make sure he comes away from the pack.
You want to draw this ball a little bit.
Run is 69.
Yeah, he's got a reasonable tip position here. I think he's hitting this the right way. You could end up on the end rail here, but that's not the end of the world. Yeah, he hit it perfect. That was good.
That'll do it. Now, how are these balls set?
You know, this rack's fine. Obviously, you're going to have to move some balls.
Well, he can certainly. Let's have a look at that 8 ball. That 8 ball is tight, but it goes. It's unlikely he's going to play it past there. He's got an angle now, though.
Yeah, you don't want to overhit this. You'd like to hit the 2 ball. If you get a little on the top side of it, that's okay.
Oh, I think you needed to get into that a bit more. Too gentle.
Yeah, you didn't want to be on the bottom side of it. He can shoot the 4 ball.
Yeah,
you want to put a little English on this to help it, because this ball will throw a lot. If you don't put any English on this, you could hit into the end rail.
Well, he's okay.
Well done. I like the way he hit that with speed. That gets rid of some of the throw.
I think, Tommy, I mean, at this stage when you're in this situation, your mind's so focused on what you're doing, you're not paying any attention to the scoreboard. That's the one thing you're not looking at. You're just totally focused on what's in front of you. And just keep potting balls until there's no more balls to pot. It'd be a great out for Tommy if he can do it.
Well, Tommy would have made it a little easier on himself if he was in this mode a little earlier in the match. I mean, he started out good, and then he kind of had the doldrums in the middle of the match, and Cobra took off. Well, I didn't like the way he hit that, but he's okay. He's got a shot. Because that 1 ball was not going by the 15.
Right.
He's
now,
play the 14 up table here, I think.
I was thinking I think he was actually maybe trying to get up onto the 6 so he could just nudge the 2 out of the way or something like that.
Yeah, he's got the wrong angle, unfortunately. Actually, this angle will work because the cue ball will come off the 8 and then nudge the 2. Yeah, I would shoot the 6 right now. I agree with you, Hugh.
Well,
commentator's eye there.
He's maybe looking for it now, but he's nailed himself to the rail.
No, this is no good. He's too straight.
Yeah.
He should have shot it last time because the cue ball would have hit the 8 and then hit the 2. Now this is uncontrolled. See, and that's the problem with that shot is that, you know, it's hard to control the 2 ball.
Oh.
And now he's in trouble.
Yeah, well, the 8 does go into the side, but...
He should have been listening to you, Hugh. He should have shot that 6 when he had more angle. I think, you know, and this is a thing that I see players do a lot, where he's looking at that angle and go, it's running into the 8, I want to run into the 2. But it was running in the left side of the 8.
And
it
would have hit
the 8
2.
and then hit the 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, critical shot here.
You know, now he's got to perform. I would be hitting this with draw for sure, and right English. I always hit the shot with right English. Well, almost always. Well, and he throats it, and that's why you hit it with right English, because if you don't hit it good enough, you lose the cue ball.
Well, he's still
he's okay. He's going to roll this. If he rolls too far, he's in trouble.
8 balls in the pack.
Actually, the 8 ball does go, so.
Bump the 9.
And on tighter pockets, that 2 ball doesn't go in.
Yeah, he certainly used all of it.
Problems. The 1 can be used for a break ball, but you got to get pretty good on it. And you got to be on the side of the table the cue ball's on too.
What happens if the last ball is in the pack?
Pocket.
Well, if
that's bad.
How do you mean the last ball's in the pack?
Yeah, he's talking about the last object ball that racks with 15 balls.
Oh, right. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, see, this is a hard shot because he needs to be about the second diamond. He could be a little thin on it. About the second diamond, he's got to draw this back to. This is a very small spot. He's trying
he's going
to
go too far.
That's the problem with that shot, because it's very touchy. Yeah, that is not how you wanted to shoot it. So what you do here is you call safe, you make the 1 ball, and you put the cue ball on the end rail. Just every time here. Make the 1 ball and stick the cue ball right on the end rail.
He's he's going hell for leather here. This is crazy if he's doing this.
No. This is where you play safe.
Yeah.
And this is how you lose.
This is how he took the words from my mouth.
Okay. Now he's where Cobra would have been.
Yeah, exactly, Steve. You're right.
This is just.
Can you imagine Cobra coming to the table, watching Tommyy having put 84 together?
Oh, well, that's a foul.
Yeah, he's not got to a rail.
Okay, so now if you're Tommyy here, you take a good look at this, and if you don't see anything good, or if you're Cobra here, you take a good look at this, and if you don't see anything good, you roll the cue ball up to the end rail. You foul on purpose. And the reason why is if you don't like this and it's a shitty situation from up on the end rail, you just put them up there. See, that's the wrong thing to do, because now it gives Tommyy the option of putting him on the end rail.
Yeah, Tommyy can do it now. No, he doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be brushing a ball here. He could brush a ball to a combo. He needs to be careful.
No. Well, let's see who's on. No, Tommy's in trouble.
Tommy's in. Here. I mean, is he in one? He's in 1 foul, though, isn't he? He's now in 2.
Tommy's on 2. So Tommyy needed to do something. I would have put Cobra up on the end rail anyways and let him foul me back.
Right, let's have a look at this pack.
Just to see if he even knew it. The shot here is thin the right side of the 13 and bring the cue ball up on the end rail.
No, he's playing the pack here.
He might shoot this 13. No. He's got a cut on the 13.
No,
I might shoot this 13 ball. He's gonna play the thin on it.
No, he's called the 4. Is he playing it off? This is crazy. This is crazy.
This is a stupid shot. If he was going to shoot something, just cut the 13 in, because you're going to go right into the pack.
He's called the 4 off the 8. It's crazy, but he's got it.
Perfect.
It's a match winner.
Well, obviously he knew what he was doing. I mean, he hit it perfect.
It's a match winner. I would never have went near that. I would have ducked off that 13, thin off the 13 and down onto the bottom rail here. But fair play to Cobra. He had the bottle, went for it. It could have been his last shot there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cobra's not out yet, but he's got a good chance. I mean, this rack looks good. He's probably going to get through this rack for sure.
Now, Tommy's run, I think, was 84, wasn't it? I think it was a great run.
Yeah, well, this has been a pretty good match.
Now, the only ball I think...
Gotta be a little careful here.
Yeah, well, I think you only see the 2 balls there. You could pot the 2 and you could cut the 8.
Yeah, he's got the 5 ball and work through this.
Now that, well, that's one issue that's gone, and he's still got the other one of the 3 and the 7. Now where he is now, he could put that 3 in the side pocket.
No, the 3-7's not bad. I wouldn't shoot the 3 now. You get the 9 ball out of the way, and the 3 goes.
Does that 3 ball go past the 7? That 3 doesn't go past the 7 in my eyes.
Oh, maybe it doesn't. Well, the 7 goes if you get the 9-10 out of the way, then.
Maybe it does go. I'm looking at it.
So he's going to shoot the 9, and he's going to bump this out for a
break ball.
now.
It goes now.
Yep. And that's a good play because you know you're going to come up with a shot.
Well, and he's also got the break ball sitting there. He's got choices, which is good. He's in good shape.
Now I'd go 10, 13, 11. And from the 11 ball,
he's taking a break ball away, Steve, again.
Yeah, and I wouldn't do this.
No.
I would, you know, you want to play a little triangle, 10, 13, 11, and then come out for the 8 or the 15. You don't want to do that just because it gives you less options. Do you still have a break ball? Yeah, but you know, having 2 break balls just...
Yeah, he's committed to that one now. He's committed to the 7. So that's why he's potted the 6.
I guess what I'm saying is you don't want to commit that early. He had nice balls that he could have run.
See now
he has to go. Now he has to go to the 8 ball here. He has to go 13-8. And then he has to try to get on the 7 from the 11, which is not that simple.
That's my point as well. See, if he'd left that 6 ball there, he had a 6 ball that he could have used, you know, if he was behind it to roll up the table and get on it. It would have been easier to get on the 8, on the 7 from the 6 ball, even than that. I mean, this 13 ball's not great. He's got to get a good line.
You can easily end up getting 2 straight on the 7 ball from here. And here's what I say.
Oh, he's perfect.
Here's what I say to people, my friends that I try to teach how to play pool in real life, is that they go, well, I got on the ball and everything was fine. I'm like, yeah, but it's a matter of percentages. The way you did it, it's a lower percentage than doing it this other way. And did he get there? Yeah, he's a good player. And one of the problems...
Oh, cue ball. Oh, this has got another twist.
He had to draw that. He didn't draw it.
He's 13
now,
away.
What do you want to bet? Like if it's me, I'm taking the little view icon and I'm going and looking at the perpendicular line from that ball and seeing where it's hitting the rack. What do you want to bet he didn't do that?
No.
Because he either didn't do it or he did it and he misjudged it. But for sure he wanted to draw that ball.
Well, I think Tommyy was thinking the match was over. And Tommyy now has a chance to pinch this still. He's 27 behind. And he's got work to do.
One of the reasons why it's difficult for somebody that's played 9 ball, 10 ball their whole life to get good at straight pool when they're already at advanced level of pool is they move the cue ball good enough that they get away with a lot of stuff doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And when you have some success, you think, oh, you're doing it right. But the thing is you're not doing it right. You'd have more success if you did it right.
Yeah, that's taking your straight pool game to that next level. You know, the fact that you can pop balls and move the cue ball, you've then got to move up to that more advanced stage of the game.
Tommy just got away with that. He didn't hit that hard enough, but he's okay.
No.
Yeah, and that's you know, if you want to beat Albin, you got to get to that more advanced stage because the way Cobra's playing right now at this level, he almost has to get lucky to beat Albin. I mean, he's just not playing good enough, and it's mostly just pattern play and knowledge. I mean, he's got the skills to play at a really high level.
You know, the mistake to make all through the tournament, if you're Cobra, is, you know, looking at the table set up and thinking to yourself, well, these are just, you know, these are normal pockets. I shouldn't be missing these, and not looking to improve your game as the tournament goes on. And he still may well do that, but you know, because
he'll improve just playing. He'll improve, yeah. I mean, it's just how much will he improve, and that's kind of hard to say. I mean, when Albin won that straight pool championship, maybe it was the last one. All I remember was between the previous one and the next one, he really improved his pattern play. It got a lot better. So, you know, Tommyy understands straight pool better than Cobra does. I mean, Tommyy plays better patterns. Tommyy understands the game better. He doesn't have as high a skill set as Cobra at the moment, but he understands the game better, which is why this is a close match.
Well, 9 ball is a break ball then. Is that sitting okay?
Yep. And, you know, ideally here I would shoot the 15 and then try to get pretty straight on the 12, because from the 12 to the 3, all you have to do is pretty much just pull it back a touch and just roll forward. He's not going to do that, and maybe because he's kind of funny on the 15. But now all of a sudden this gets a lot harder because it's easy to get funny on the 3 and the 12. Going from the 15 to the 9 isn't that easy. So a lot of bad crap can happen right now.
Well, he should be fine. I mean, he's. Let's have a look. Well, if he's going
to, I think he can just roll this if he wants to.
That's what I was thinking, whether he just wants to roll through as far as he wants to.
That's what I would do.
To go square. Well, he stunned it. He's still
all right. That's fine too. A little less angle, but you know, now from here, you got to draw this ball.
Got to get away. Got to get away. Well, he's pretty much stunned it again, but he's okay.
Well, he had a little draw on it. It came back a little.
Hasn't really done a lot of damage to the pack.
No. But the 11 ball, you can really get some speed. Oh boy, that was.
Can you pot the 5?
That was not so wonderful there.
Yeah, you can pot the 5. You can get to the 5. And he might go on to the 15. I don't know whether he's going to try that and bump into the 15. Because I don't think he's going to try and hit the pack here. He's just going to spin it into the 15.
He's going to hit the 15.
Yeah.
He's a little funny.
Do you not see that 6 ball's a bit far away from the pack, but does he not want to try and get on that 6 ball right now and try and, even if he has to go to the short railing?
I would have gone into the pack right there. I would have hit that with left English and hit it thin and gone right into the pack. I would have done it right then.
Yeah.
He's okay here. He's going to be able to get an angle on the 15 where he can get into it. He just doesn't want to underhit this.
Is he not going to stun out for the 6? That's what he's doing, yeah.
Yeah. I was saying you don't want to underhit that. Now that's good. This is definitely hit this. I would hit this pretty hard with a lot of top. You're looking to come into the 14 ball if you can. You don't want to be glancing off the 12. Yeah, there he goes.
And now he's got them open. He's got them open. Oh. He's got a 2 ball which is tight, but it is a potential break ball.
Yeah, he can break off the 2 ball.
So Tommyy now on 179, and he's almost on the coattails of Cobra.
Yep, this is coming down to the wire. This is really an enjoyable match to watch. I hope everybody's having a good time watching this.
Well, this is a great thing about straight pool. I mean, it doesn't matter how dead in the water you look. If you get your chance and you can hold it together, you can still win. Never give up. No, is he frozen on that 12?
No, he's okay.
He's got the 2 as a bailout. Can he see the 13? I think he can. He's
Yeah,
fine.
he can shoot the 13.
Well, now the 4 ball's a break ball. 2 balls going up table. He's fine.
He's got to be a little careful there with the cue ball. Good shot. Oh, he's working through this rack nicely, so I'd be playing to shoot the 12 in the side pocket right now. Just dink, because you want to get that ball out of there.
You know, again, you're never going to get any better chance to get good on it. Well, he's come
Well,
up.
the thing was, see, I don't like that shot because it's going to work, but it was so easy to get on the 12 and just shoot it right then.
Exactly.
And he's going to end up leaving the 12 ball. He's in a good spot here because he can just roll this and get a little bit of angle. That's all you want. And he stuns it. And see, I don't like this angle. You know, this will work, but again, you know, it's too easy to run into the 4 ball trying to do this kind of stuff.
Well, he's got to get
I don't
up.
think he will.
Got to get up high enough.
Well, the good news is, you know, he can be pretty straight on. This is still good.
Got to get up high enough. That'll do.
Yep, that's perfect.
That will do. And we're tied. 187, 187. The run goes to 28.
This you could stun. I'd draw it. This kind of shot, a lot of times I hit this with draw and right English. Take it over to the long rail, and then it kind of spins back up. You'll see a lot of good straight pull players hit this ball with right English draw.
Well, that 9 ball's come out nice. That's handy.
Yeah, nice control break.
That 9 ball's. Now, what's the angle in the 9? It's a bit straight in the 9 to be smashing the pack off that 9.
No, you just shoot the 13 and use the 6 to come into the rack because you got the 15 right there. So this is perfect to come right into that 8 ball. You want to hit this with a little bit of speed.
Here we go. Oh, no, see? No. Speed. He's dead.
He made 2 mistakes. One is he didn't want to hit the 15, and the other is he wanted to hit that with speed, and he didn't.
He's dead.
He might be able to shoot the 8 ball.
He might be able to play the 5 off the 12.
I think he can shoot the 8 ball.
Where's he shooting the 8 ball? Top corner. Oh, I don't like that. That's way too close. I think the 5 ball off the 12.
You can throw that 8 ball and put a lot of right English.
No, I don't like that either. That's too tight to the 11. No, this is ugly.
You got to cut the crap out of this too. I think you're gonna have to cut it a lot. It'll go.
Dear Tommy, you needed to juice that up a bit more. You needed another 2 ounces of weight on it.
I'll tell you what, this shot's doable, but it's not the one you want to be shooting.
Oh, this is horrible. Mind you say these are easy, Steve.
No, I didn't say this one was easy. There's close and then there's this.
This is
very hard to judge.
Now he's looking around at this 512. I'm telling you, he's looking at the 512. He's still
the
thinking about it.
512 isn't a bad shot. It's very touchy though because you have to get not that much. But
now he's still called the 8. He needs to remember he's called the 8 though. He needs to remember he's called the 8.
I think he'll recall it.
I hope for his sake he does.
Yeah. I actually like this shot better than the 8. I think it's a little easier, but it's again no gimme.
He still left the 8 as a call ball. Oh, this will be a big mistake if he doesn't. Oh, he is paying attention. Thank goodness for that. Yeah. He's going for it.
I like the shot better. I think it's a little easier. There's not as much guesswork here. The main thing here is you just don't want to hit too much of the 12 ball. You have to hit it. So there's no doubt about it. You got to hit the 12. And the problem here is that this is sort of like the 8, and that it's difficult to judge the cut angle. But he's far enough away from the 5. He should be able to shoot this shot.
No.
See, that's the mistake made there. Was that ball's going to throw a lot, especially because how close he is. So he needed to either extra cut it or put more English on it to get the ball to run online.
Well, Tommy's chance has probably gone. But that shot, what the hell, Stubb up to?
Let's see, does he have enough balls? He does not have enough balls.
So he's got to get the break out.
30 minutes isn't long enough. Okay.
Right. Well,
how about 4 hours?
You're just put your foot right in it, Stubb. I mean, he doesn't see it coming. You know, he doesn't see it coming.
He's gonna have to. He's gonna need another rack. He's got to get. He's at 199. He makes all these balls, so he's got to get a ball out of the next rack.
Is there one last twist in this match? It's not very likely. There is always that possibility, but
that's a shame. Tommyy just hit the 6 ball the wrong way.
He just needed to. Well, he might have hit it the wrong way, but he needed a bit more weight on it to, a wee bit more aggression.
Even if he hit the 15, if he would have hit it hard, a lot better chance of coming out good.
Yeah. Boy, he'll be kicking himself, Tommyy.
Well, I mean, he hasn't played a bad match, and it's just, and it's not over yet. I mean, anything could happen.
Right, so he's in 192, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're right enough. He needs a break. And he's got 2 possible break balls.
Yeah, I mean, the 10 or the 8 are both good.
Well, the way it's looking now, that's Tommyy and Larry on the one-loss side. I mean, I'm not tempting fate, but you got 2 pretty solid players on the one-loss side.
Yeah, it's a little bit unlucky for Larry to have to play a Cyril and then play either a Cobra or Tommyy, but it's just the way the draw works sometimes.
So this match is probably going to be short of 2.5 hours. And we're at the vital stage.
Oh no, Larry won't have to play those guys, or the loser of this.
No, I was just saying about the 2 of them ended up in the one-loss side right off the bat. I don't know who they play, or who they're lined up to play anyway. But they're going to meet. They're going to meet at some point if they keep going. More than likely. Well, here we go.
I don't think he got the right angle. Yeah, he's okay. He can come out off the side rail, but that's not really the angle you want.
Well, can you not just pot the 8 and get the right angle? I think you can pot the 8 down table. Oh, he's gone too far. He's gone too far now. Is he going to have the bottle to take this on, or is he going to bail and probably get another chance?
Now, what he's done in the past with this shot is he's overcut it. He's missed 2 of these overcutting them.
Here we go. All or nothing.
Bill's saying he's glad he didn't get Albin first round.
Oh, there
it
goes.
Got it. And does he have a shot?
Yep. He's got an awkward 13. He's got an awkward 13.
He can shoot the 6 or the 13.
6 goes as well.
He's saying to himself, why couldn't this be easier? Well, maybe
if
you hit it harder.
Tell a lie. I mean, he's got the 11 combo. The combo's not dead set, but that's easy to make.
Yeah. Yeah. A little left English to help it. Now, Jeremy Jones says the English won't help this, and I don't agree. I will say that I did try hitting these without English, and I found out that I actually shot them better. It wasn't that the English didn't help it, it's just that it was easier to aim without English.
Right, he's called the 6. So, this for the match. And it goes, and Cobra falls over the line. Well, that was worth watching. Oh dear, Tommyy. I feel for Tommyy. because he was on for, you know, he was battling and almost over the line, and then he just didn't get into them. Your connection's going, Steve. You're breaking up. Yeah, look at the stats. Let's look at the stats. Is that him at the top there? That's it. Oh no, he's got 2 Ys. This is a confusing thing about Tommy's bloody name. Now, where's Tommy with 2 Ys? There he is. Cobra. Yeah, you're breaking up big time to me, Steve.
I don't know why I'm breaking up.
Right, Cobra. Well, the highest run there was Tommyy with an 83, which I think is the highest run of the tournament, and Cobra on 76, but the average run for Cobra was 40. Tommy's was 31. Points per turn, Cobra slightly higher again as well, 25. And there's not really much more to look at on that, but what we could do is just look at the overall stats, even though it's early in the tournament, and we'll see that Tommyy is at the top and Cobra. So the 2 high runs were from this match tonight. So they were, I don't know, Steve might be talking away here, but I'm certainly not getting anything from him.
No,
oh, there
I haven't been talking.
Oh, you sound better now.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
Is Tommyy still there? I don't know whether he's still there. Is he still in the chat? Because I can't see him from the chat. But
I think he's still there.
But oh, just if he had another couple of ounces onto that shot, he had Cobra in his pocket there. I was rooting for him just to run out, just because it was, you know, because the pattern of the match, the way it had gone, Tommyy had that chance. That was really unlucky. But again, Cobra held his nerve. He took on a break ball there that was not a gimme, you know, even in those pockets. But fair play to him, he took it. So the next match on the schedule is not until next Saturday. There might be something in between then. So we've still got those 3 matches. You've got Mark Shark next Saturday at 8 PM with Spectre Dawn. Now, the problem with that match is that this match is 2.5 hours. Now, I wonder if Slim's going to be around next Saturday. Because if he's around, he might want to get that. Because that's getting a bit late for me, starting at 8 o'clock. You've got Spud Boy and Bankster next Sunday. So you've got Bill earlier on in the day at 6 PM. Bill and Poolkabouter. Bill should win that match. Not necessarily in a canter, but it'll be far too strong for Poolkabouter, I would suggest.
Matt has not set his match.
What, MC Clarkey?
And Potman and Wanwa have not set their match.
Well, Matt signed up. Did he not sign up for the 8-ball bar table and then I think he didn't want to play in it or something? I can't remember. I heard somebody said something, and Matt might be doing the same with this straight pool, because I haven't actually. He's not been in the lobby for a good few weeks, as far as I've seen. But you know, we'll have to wait and see. What's the deadline for these matches? It must be another best part of a week yet, I would imagine, for the first round matches. What's the date?
It's September 3rd, so it's next Sunday. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, that comes up at 1 AM my time on September the 4th because of when the tournament started. But yeah.
I start the tournament those times because just in case that people get in a situation where they're down to the last day to play, I want to make sure that they can play late at night. You know, if you make it so the tournament finishes at 8 AM, that's, you know, not inconvenient.
That's a good point to make there, because I forgot to look to see who the... Right, well, the next match for Cobra is going to be good. Again, Albinario is going to be strong favourite against LS3, so it could be Albinario Cobra in round 2, so
and
that's going to be the big test for Cobra.
River City and Hairpig still have to set their match.
Well, they're both in the States, so there shouldn't be a problem there.
Hello Kente and Little Wolf have not set their match.
Yeah.
Fast Eddie and Interchange X, which I know both those guys like straight pull, they don't have a match set.
Yeah, and they're both either the States or Canada, I can't remember, but they're fine as far as time zones go, so there shouldn't be a problem with them arranging a match. I think they're just holding off because at the moment there's plenty of time to go, but then it gets down to the wire and somebody can't be there that night. You know what happens? If you get it arranged quicker.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Fast Eddie and Interchange X are both in the States.
Yeah, so they should be okay. It's just a matter of getting the proposals in, and if you hang off, then you start running out of time. Then you can't be there that day. Then that proposal's no good, and then you're wanting.
Let me take a quick look and see proposals. Okay, so Christian has proposed a match against MC Sparky. So that's been going on.
Right. Let me see
if Cero has that. Bankster Eloquenti has proposed to Little Wolf. Hairpig proposed to River City.
Let me see
Mark
if
played.
Let me see.
So we've had a bunch of match proposals. Fast Eddie proposed to Interchange X. So all these matches have had proposals, at least one.
Well, I'm going to see if I can get a hold of Matt on Facebook tomorrow and ask him if he's going to play in this. Because I say he's not been around.
Yeah, if he's not going to play, we can always sub somebody in.
So we'll see what happens. So they've got time, but you know, once
I got Albin subbed in, I think.
Yeah, Albie's in. Yeah, you're okay. Albie's fine.
We'll see.
Well, he's on the bracket. Whether the bracket works after you've done that, well, it's working okay at the moment.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, Steve, just before we go, any guys that are still watching who was watching Friday Night 9-Ball, we had a weird thing happened. I can't remember what match it was I was in.
Oh, come on now. Don't be mean to One Pocket Slim. I would not consider him winning a weird thing.
Well, it wasn't that. The weird thing happened. There was a room. Whose match was it? Where one of the players disconnected while I was streaming it, and I can't remember who it was, but they came back in, and I think I was out of sync or something, and I left the room, and I couldn't get back in, and then a couple of the guys watching couldn't get into the room either. So then
I've seen that happen before.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing, Steve. The funny thing is that I decided that when I had to kill VP4 2 or 3 times because I couldn't get out of the room, it just wouldn't kick me back out. So I killed the game, come back into the lobby. I decided to bring up the bracket and try and get in from the bracket. Not that that would have made a great deal of difference, but I tried to get in and I couldn't get in again. So the last time I did it, I decided, instead of trying to get into their room, I'll go into another room. And I'm pretty certain that when I tried to get into another room, suddenly I jumped into the room I was trying to get into in the first place. So I'd clicked the little eye icon to go into another room in the one lost side, and it threw me into the room I was trying to get in. It was like a delayed reaction.
That's bizarre.
That was weird.
Good explanations for
anyway,
that.
There was no explanation for it. But anyway, that is it. So to me, that was the first good match of the tournament right off the bat as far as live streams go. We've got the potential of Cobra Albinario round 2. Good luck to LS3 in that match. So what did Fuzzy say there? I can't remember what I actually did, but I certainly ended up getting into a completely different room than I was trying to get in. But anyway, weird things happen.
We never said, and I never said anything about prizes for high run or anything. That's what I forgot to do.
There isn't any in the tournament.
Let's see. Well, let's do that right now. Let's decide on some stuff. Let's see here. So, let's see. Let me go to the tournament write-up right now, and I'll see if I can change it. Let's see. 159.77.
Semi-Pro's high run is still what was it? Was it 187? I think. And the last one in the normal pockets, so that was like a couple of years ago. His high run still stands as the highest in the championship. Going to be a tall order to beat that.
What was this high run? 176?
I thought it was 187. I can't remember, but it was round about that. Yeah, I think it was 187. I could probably. What year was that? Mind you, was it titled 2000? Was it 2021 or 2022? Let me check. Let's see what the events show. Right, well, it wasn't there because it's not listed on that date. Was it 2020? It might be that far back. It was 2020. Oh, what the hell's happened here? It's got all these preludes to the World Championship. I can't remember. Cobra, not Cobra, Semi-Pro, remember, but his PC's down. It wasn't 2021. Oh, I'm giving up. I'll ask him when I see him.
Okay, so let's see here. What we're gonna do? So any run of 100 or any run of 100 gets what are we gonna give? We'll give your entry fee back if you can get over 100.
Do a quick refresh again. I think everybody's gone to bed. No, still got 8 viewers on Kick. Well, thanks
So
all the guys for joining.
Let's make a 150 worth 600. High run gets fee dollar 1,000.
Now,
okay.
What's the special price for a run out? 200 and out. How about that?
Well, that's going to end up getting fee dollar 1,000. If more than one person gets 200, I'll give them both fee dollar 1,000.
And the final, of course, is to 300. Well, that's an incentive.
Oh, that's true. Maybe I should change that. Let's see.
Oh, 179. Tommy's right. I knew it was round at 170, 180 or something. 179. It might be around about that. That's still a big target.
I changed it. 100 gets fee dollar 300. 150 gets fee dollar 600. High run gets. Let's see. Run of 200 gets fee dollar 900. High run gets fee dollar 1,000.
A run of 200 gets 900 and a high run gets 1,000. I can't work that one out there, Steve.
Well, I mean, that way you know if you get to 200, you get at least 900.
Well, right. Oh no, hang on a minute.
I'm expecting more than one player to get 200.
Oh well, I would say that I'm thinking that now this is where you have to read the small print in these prize-given things. If somebody gets 200,
one prize only. I know what you're gonna say.
If somebody gets 200 and that's the high run for the tournament, do they get whatever the prize is for the 200 and also the high run?
I just changed it. One prize per player only.
Get the small print in quick before we bring the lawyers in. We'll bring Donald Trump's lawyers in because they could get anybody off. So they could. Trump will be walking the streets before long. So
probably.
He will. Yeah. He won't see a jail cell. Who are they trying to kid? This is more like a soap opera, this carry on.
Oh, that's what American politics has turned into. I used to watch the English UK Parliament and think, what a show this is. You know, it's like you're watching reality TV, and you know, now the American politics is probably worse.
Oh no, I mean the British Parliament with all the palaver that they go through, that's hilarious sometimes. So it is.
All right.
Right, well that's us done.
Time to say goodnight. Yep.
Thanks for your company,
appreciate
Steve.
You streaming, Hugh. Thank you.
Thanks to all the guys watching. We had a good match. Very unlucky to Tommyy. Cobra's gone to bed because I'll tell you he's gone to recover because he was sweating big time. And if Tommyy had just that one shot, that straight pull, if you don't get that one shot right, and you're almost over the line, and then you lose it when you had the victory in the grasp of your hands. But you know, I'm sure Tommyy will recover. He's going to be dangerous to meet on that one loss side, as will Larry. So good luck to them in the rest of the tournament. And we'll see you again, chaps. And
good night,
take care and good night.